engage with the corporate hue. He's saying Game Pass isn't just your cue. But hey, we made bad bets, so it's up to you. Buy our dreams, buy our past, fill our coffers, make it fast. Stack those shelves, make it true. Phil says Game Pass ain't for you. We spun the wheel and it cracked in half. Chase the future, now we're feeling daft. The budget sailed on a sinking raft. Now they're pitching blame with a nervous laugh. Promises woven like paper-thin threads, all for the players, but that's what they said. Tides are turning as the ink runs red. They're cashing in while the rumor spreads. Buy our dreams, buy our past, fill our coffers, make it fast. Stack those shelves, make it true. Phil says Game Pass ain't for you. The dice were rolled, but they didn't land. Put the winnings in the wrong man's hand. Now they're calling out to the faithful band. Can we recoup all the things we planned?
Put that cookie down now!
Buy our dreams, buy our past, fill our coffers, make it fast. Stack those shelves, make it true. Phil says Game Pass ain't for you. Buy your dreams, buy your past, fill our coffers, make it fast. Stack those shelves, make it true. Phil says Game Pass ain't for you. For you. The dice were rolled, but they didn't land. Put the winnings in the wrong man's hand. Now they're calling out to faithful band. Can we recoup all the things we planned? All the things we planned.
I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true that if we go off and build great games, all of a sudden you're going to see console share shift in some dramatic way. We lost the worst generation to lose in the Xbox One generation.
Yo, what is up, grinders? How's everybody doing? I am so sorry. As you know, I have been on this computer for a while, and updates happened, and my whole grinds board got kablooey. It was a disaster. It was a train wreck. It was everything that Peter Molyneux says it is going to be.
It was a disaster, Ryan. It was a train wreck. It was a disaster, Ryan. It was a train wreck.
It was everything and above. But thank you so much for your patience. Thank you again, grinders. I really appreciate it. Welcome, Toolman, to the Ultimate Grindhouse, who gets all the music. That was an exclusive new song about Game Pass Ain't For You. Toolman is going to be listening to that. That's coming out to the Ultimate Grinders. Music here from the Gaming Grindhouse. Welcome to the Liquid Data for VIP Grinder and God Log Hungry Diablo Cannabis Guardians. Welcome to the VIP Grindhouse. Again, he is back. We got our members up and ready to cook. Yo, it has been wild times and grinders, yes. And I want to thank you again for everything, you know, reaching out. And yeah, unfortunately, I had a death in the family. I came back from vacation last week, and then they came back, death in the family, and that had to move everything. I was at the funeral yesterday. My aunt passed away, and it was very sad. ups and downs are going on with happy to have vacation and coming back, and then having that news and going on that, and she's real close to everybody, and it was a sad day. So yeah, just moving things around, and then a lot of stuff's been going on just with work and also moving things around there. But thank you again for everybody reaching out, and I appreciate all the support, and so I have moved things around, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel here, with everything with what's going on the last couple of weeks. Hopefully I'll have some more time moving here, and I'll be able to put more videos out. So you want to hit that subscribe button and notifications. The Gaming Grindhouse will always be on 8 o'clock on Monday nights, but throughout the week there are going to be more live shows, more content drops, and more music and stuff. I want to do a lot more now that I have some more time, hopefully, if it stays the way it is. But I think what I'm saying, I think it's going to be that. So without further ado, let's get into the show. You've been waiting long enough. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody. And Liquid Data, member of 23 months, he goes, I had an update my payment info. I've been a grinder for a while. Yes, you did, Liquid Data, but I just saw the tune. But yeah, I know you've been here for a long time. One of the OGs over here. So, but yeah, thank you everybody again. And, hopefully now, moving forward, we're going to have a lot more. It was just a lot of things the last couple of weeks. So we'll keep locked here. But we do have a special guest. We do have, you may know him, I know him, you know him from the Saltiest podcast. Shout out to Salty out there. We got Thrifty. What's up, man? How you doing? Live on the show. He's back on the Gaming Grindhouse. What's up, Thrifty?
What's up, dude? How are you, man? Sorry to hear about everything that happened, man. That sucks. Like,
Yeah.
that was like the lemony
You're my
snicket
number
series of
one
unfortunate
customer.
events. Like, that's just like, good lord.
I know. And the thing is too, the vacation was like last minute, and then we did that, moving things around there, and then come back, and it's just, oh my goodness, yeah.
Was the vacation fun at least?
Yeah, vacation was great. Went down to Tennessee, man. Tennessee is awesome. Went down
heck yeah.
to Dollywood.
Okay, yeah. That's just a state over from me.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I love that place. I love Tennessee, and that whole Southern hospitality coming from a New Yorker. Let me tell you, it is real. There is Southern hospitality. Everybody's so nice.
Nobody asks, "What are we doing here?" Nobody says, "Get the freak away from me."
Everybody's helpful. Yeah, the South is definitely, that's a real thing. That's a real thing.
It actually is, man. It's crazy. We have really nice people that live down here.
Yep, very nice. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a great time, man. And but yeah, and also too, like, and I'm glad you're here as well, because like I've been in and out of the gaming stuff. I've been playing a lot of games. Hey, Toolman's in Missouri. Shout out to Toolman. Nice. So yeah, I've been playing, so the couple pickups that I got here. Yeah. Oh, yo, Neil says I'm from Kentucky. You're right now. I was right next to Neil. Oh, damn, man. You guys all see. That's why everybody's so nice in the Grindhouse. Even though we yell about everything, everybody's nice because they're all from the Midwest and South. There we go. I got some New Yorkers in here that get loud. We got some in there. Yo, see, Neil says he's been to Dollywood tons of times, man. Dolly gives you wood. Holy shit! Outside gaming night.
Whoa. Hey.
Yo, damn. That's
maybe
right.
40 years ago.
Maybe 40 years ago. Dolly would if she could. Oh man. Oh, that's not going on. But yeah, so it has been clutch. That's right, Miss. I was just about to say, yo, for Brizzle's from Louisiana. Nice, man. For Brizzle. Nice. The outside gaming nights from North Carolina. This is great news. This is awesome. Everybody's from they're all around you.
You have a lot of Southerners here, man.
They're all around there.
Heck yeah.
That's crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna put some new music here. Release. I have some new songs too. You get to hear it though. We hit that chat. I'll start that goal here. We'll hit that thing up there. Oh, and I think I don't even know. I can't even spell anymore. We'll do reveal. There we go. I'll start the goals there. Yeah, the draft went on, dude. It was wild. This was wild times. The NFL draft went on. It's been crazy. But just to do, Steven's from Michigan. Yo, hopefully it's getting warm, man, because it's getting warm here now, over in the Northeast. New York, it is 16-bit Kev. There we go. There's the New Yorkers. I know I had some some New Yorkers in the house. But yo, so I know one of the things that I've been playing, you've been playing, is the Expedition 33. I got about 2 hours in. I know you probably have tons more hours in it, but I picked that up on the portal. So I bought it on the portal when I was away. And the portal came in clutch. You know, I was in a hotel room, everybody sleeping. I'm like, yo, I could play some games and stuff like that.
Yeah. How did it work this time?
It worked great. You know, well, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Dolly's Wi-Fi is pretty lit, man. She's free and she's not some goddamn Hilton. We need to charge you $20 more for high speed internet. You know, she was great with her internet. You know, I was streaming. Man, I could have probably hosted the show from there. But I bought Fatal Fury, and I got the Expedition 33, and Fatal Fury I've been rocking. You know, that game is, and I don't know you're not into fighting games, right?
No, not usually.
Nah. See, I'm a Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat person. Like, that's the stuff that I'm in there. And Fatal Fury really wasn't a big thing for me because SNK and Neo Geo, I really wasn't into those things. Like, all I knew was Terry. That was about it. But this one...
Wasn't there an Axel in that game also?
Yeah, Terry and Axel, yeah. And this one, yo, they've done a really good job on this one. Like, I picked it up. I saw the advertisements during WrestleMania because shit, that happened too. WrestleMania happened, which was wild, like in the time. And I saw it advertised during WrestleMania. I was like, oh, this game comes out this week, and I picked up. What's up, Big Razzo? But yo, the cartoon look, but the like the comic book look to it. No, Axel's in Final Fight. That's what it is. Axel's in Final Fight, and Haga that's Captain.
I literally just put that.
But I'm playing an act. There was somebody in there. I don't know. I know there was Terry in there, but anyway, I'm playing this game, so they have some.
There is an Axel Hawk. Never mind.
There is. Continue. I thought there was an Axel. Yeah. I saw him in the list. But what's crazy is that they added Cristiano Ronaldo as a fighter in this game. It's crazy. Like, the guy uses a soccer ball and bounces off people's heads. It's pretty wild that he's in the game. And also, too, they're including, like, the Season 1 game people, and they're going to add Chun-Li to it later this year, like in the holidays. And they're adding, I forgot who else. Another Street Fighter character. Oh, they're going to add Ken to it as well. So they're adding some Street Fighter characters to it. But it's really... It's really good, and they have this mode where you basically do in the streets. You fight in the streets, and each character is a level, and you do different kind of matchups on the map, and basically you try to level up so that you could do the boss fight, and which is pretty cool. So but each character has their own kind of like story with it, and it's just sort of like a free roam type, and not free roam in like Street Fighter, but more of like an overlay of a map, and each fight has different stipulations. Plus, you have multiple characters that you could fight in a match, like it's always like an endurance match and things like that. So it's pretty cool. And Street Fighter had something similar to that one, but it really is. I like the whole methods of combat. There's also a thing called they have this thing called an SP meter, right? And it's like a fire meter, and you could decide to put it in, and it gives you like this boost of fighting, of your abilities, and you could put it at the beginning of your health bar, the middle, or at the end. So like you could start off with like a bonus, or you could wait for the middle, or you could wait for the end. So that's another kind of strategy where you could add this SP boost to your fighter, and you could decide where in the health bar you want it to kick in. But yeah, I've been really liking that. I've been playing that. I've been rocking the campaign in there. And then the other game, Expedition. So this is 30. I'm gonna get your impression on it, but let me just tell you, when I first booted that game up, the Expedition 33, I purchased it, played both these games on the Pro. I purchased it on the portal. I click it. It kind of games this Dolly been working 9 to 5 for that Wi-Fi. It always loves you fans, dude. The whole Wi-Fi was lit, man. It was crazy. I was gonna download. I was gonna host a show from there if the family wasn't around. It was incredible, the Wi-Fi speeds. And then I booted up Expedition 33. I heard the music, and I was like, nope, this is being saved for when I'm at home,
for when I get home,
headphones. And I gotta pay attention, because this production, just the sound alone, the music in the beginning of Expedition 33, I'm like, nope. Back to Fatal Fury, back to Kingdom Come. This I'm saving for when I get back home. And then unfortunately I had the news, I had to go to New York, I had to get, do that. So I didn't get my hands on till when everybody was quiet today. I was able to put headphones on and get about 2 hours and stuff. This game. And I don't know how far did you get into it? Because I don't know. I don't think people want spoilers. I don't want to get into spoilers, but I got to give some descriptions.
So kind of the first, I have about 13 hours in it.
Holy
first,
oh my God.
I play games really shitty so I'm probably at roughly the 10-hour mark if you're just a normal gamer and not a shitty one like me. But I suck at video games. That's why I play them so much. But so I'm probably about a quarter of the way through. According to PlayStation, I'm about 27%. So right there. The spoilers kind of start
in the prologue. In the prologue. That's why I don't even want to talk about what the story is, because I'm just going to tell you right now, that story is absolutely, and I don't even, just from the prologue and the first 3 hours, first 2.5 hours, 3 hours, to right after the first boss fight, the story, incredible. There's elements of Hunger Games, so many different types of things. It is such an awesome.
The other cool thing about the game, if we don't want to give any spoilers away or anything, we can talk about some of the mechanics, right? We can talk about some of the way they do the fighting, some of the way they do the traversal. For all of those who hated on God of War, there's a jump button in here for every single one of y'all. Congratulations, the guy can jump. Way to go. You even have one character that actually floats while they're running, quote unquote. Yep. Pretty cool. But the combat mechanics are really what has sold me the most on the game. Yes, the music, the theme song will absolutely have you just sitting still and listening to it. You can collect different audio disc to play or records to play at campsites and stuff, and so you can play around with the music a bit, but it's really the combat system. They take something like turn-based combat, and people's biggest complaint with it is you're just kind of sitting there doing nothing. This game doesn't let you sit there and do nothing.
Nope.
Ever at all. You're constantly moving, your hands are and yes, it's a lot of what people would call QTEs, but it's also just hitting a timing window, right? It's the same thing as if you have to hit a timing window in an action game. That's all it is. You're just hitting a timing window, whether it's you see the glint of yellow and you have to hit the button, it's the same thing. It's just, in this game, there is no glint of yellow. You just have to figure out the timing and do it. But, they have found a way to keep the player engaged the entire time. I go to bed playing this game on my Portal. I start playing it on the couch in front of my TV. I then pause it, go to bed, get ready for bed, brush my teeth, take my contacts out, get in bed, grab my Portal, turn it on, play another 30, 45 minutes. I wake up, I've woken up early most days, put in another 30, 45 minutes, just because I don't have a ton of time to game at night. I have a wife and 2 kids that need me. So I get an hour and a half, maybe, if I'm being responsible and going to bed when I should. This game absolutely locks you in. I haven't seen a turn-based game with this high of graphical quality in a long time. I'm not going to say that I haven't seen one that was great or good. Hell, I put almost 90 hours into Metaphor. We've had great turn-based RPGs lately. And so I'm not going to say that there aren't these massive ones that have had success, but to look as good as this one does while focusing on third person or on turn-based combat, I am floored with how well they have done. And so, anyways, and it's only $59.99.
Crap. Also on the Plus, you get a $45 or whatever like that. You get it with a Plus discount as well. And it has the elements. You're right, turn-based stuff, like Metaphor, Rephantasmio, the Persona, the type of that stylish. Look at I'm showing the menus here, how it
Trails
looks.
Through Daybreak.
It has
Daybreak does turn-based.
it all has a very stylistic and engaging turn-based combat with a lot of the kind of timing that you would get in a sort of a Souls game, or like that kind of challenge where you got to read the moves. There's no like flash where you're like doing Batman counters and stuff like that. Like you got to kind of know their patterns and what their attack is. So and they do different attacks and different timings, and some of it even has a rhythm to it, like a beat where you can know when to either parry or dodge. And the dodging is easier, but the thing is that the dodge is a quick kind of step out, step in. And if you time it incorrectly, you'll step right into the hit. It is so really engaging and challenging.
If they have a 3-hit combo, like I'm fighting these things right now in this mountainous area that have like this. Well, it's funny because they have 3 separate attack moves. One of them is a 2-hit combo. The other one is the same 2-hit combo with a 3rd hit added to the end. You never quite know which one they're doing. And then the third one is a 2-hit combo that ends with you having to jump up in the air. And if you can time it right on that jump, you'll actually help break some of their defenses that they're trying to put on, because you can do a full team counter.
Wow, yeah, you can. And there's also effects too that you have to that will take out like magic and stuff like that. Also, everybody has a gun, like a shooting, like a so you do like
a ranged attack,
a ranged attack. And the way it works is that if you look at the levels at the bottom here with the blue dot, like the blue dashes, if you successfully dodge or parry, you get those blue dashes, and those actually give you the abilities that you could do your special abilities and stuff with, or you could use them as as the ranged attacks, which is good for floating enemies, and also if somebody has a weak spot, you can hit them with it. So there's a lot of dynamic to it.
It also breaks shields pretty easily.
It breaks shields, yeah. You could break the shields with the...
When you get like your gauge, like your ability gauge, that's basically points that you can spend each round to do special skills, right? And when you attack, you get one of those points back. Later on in the game, you'll get these pictos, which are things you can equip to your character.
Yep, there's tons of them too.
And one additional back or 2 back or whatever, but you start off getting 1 back for each regular attack. So you have to balance... Okay, do I use my ranged attack to clear this guy's shield? Because if I don't, I'm wasting my skill. But then I'm basically time walking myself, making myself go backwards a couple turns. Because once I use my ranged attack, for each bullet, quote unquote, that I fire, it takes away one of those skill points.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you start off a round with 3 skill points and an enemy has 3 shields, you have to use all 3 of those, or you're going to waste a skill, or you're going to go into attack and your turn's over. So like you have like this pre-attack step that you can do using the ranged weapon to like soften the enemy's defenses, which is really cool. And it
is cool, yeah.
There's also... Yeah, I'm sorry. I could go on forever.
No, it's
about
cool
the
too, because
a
lot of the enemy designs, as you can see here, are so creative and just really like you could see the dystopia that this place is that you're in. It's like these creatures that are combined with elements of the world, of like just like metal with some sort of like energy or some sort of plant, and it's all this mess up, and it fits into this crazy story which you still don't know what the hell's going on. And one of the things I want to add, not only just to the combat of it, which is so unique, and again, it is very interactive combat, and there's different skill sets. You could put it as not as timing based. You can make it easier. You could also make it much more engaging, where I think every hit you hit the button, something like that. There is timing things, but I'm telling you, the voice acting. Somebody says, I know, 30 people made this friggin' game. You gotta be kidding me, because the voice acting, even in the things that you pick up, it's incredible. It is so good. The voice acting is so engaging and so. I was just taken away, man. It is insane how I was so surprised. Like, it looked good. It's a looker, but it's so story and what it'll gonna get you hooked in the prologue of when you see what's going on, because there's twists and turns at everything, and you don't know. They just start you right into the thing, and you don't know what's going on. I'm going to tell you another thing that it kind of remind me of, and I don't know if Thrifty you get this, but it reminded me a little bit of BioShock. the way it started.
Okay. So very interesting that you say that. So I was talking to a buddy of mine earlier about it. He is also playing through the game right now. And like I said, I'm kind of further ahead. I'm about 10 hours into game, 13 hours if you go by my time. But I'm at a point right now where I've been getting slowly fed some of the story, right? You're starting to put a few pieces together. They're sending you on the trail of like down this one path, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're setting you up. They're setting you up for either a big turn or a big payoff, right? And so I'm sitting here and I'm starting to put things together and I'm talking to him about it. And he goes, "Oh, you mean like BioShock?"
Oh,
And
see,
I was
Josh
like,
says Thrifty hasn't played BioShock. You don't play any
Right. That's what
BioShocks?
I was about to say. I've never played it. I never liked them. They scared the shit out of me when I was
Never.
younger.
Oh man.
Dude, I don't do scary things at all. Like, that's not my jam. Like, Last of Us is about as creepy as I'll get. Like, that's it. I just don't do it. And so the whole thing of I played a little bit. I played like two or 3 hours of the first one. And when you're down there and you're in that first corridor where you see that a doctor got killed or whatnot, like I couldn't do the noises, the sounds, everything all around me,
so you were
like
scared.
the shadows and shit.
Let me just
I'm out.
describe, like, so the BioShock thing in the sense is like there's a celebration. You don't know what's going on with this celebrating. There's flowers. There's everybody, like, you're trying to like figure out what is going on. And it reminded me of a little bit of BioShock Infinite at the beginning of like, you just, there's something weird in this world. And that is kind of like what you get out of this game. And it still kind of delivers it after that, in the sense like there's twists and turns, like the thing that you once thought that you should be like that's the leader, that's the owner, it turns out that maybe it's not, and there's other things and what goes on, and it really is cool. It really is cool. It's sad. It's heart wrenching because I'm telling you, the voice acting and the imaging, it is so unique, and everybody kind of looks a little off too. Like, and then there's this European kind of like they're French, and I think there's a lot of French. Is it a French developer? Is that what they are?
These are actually ex-Ubisoft developers.
Ah, there you go. So explain the French on that thing.
This is why Ubisoft games.
That's why they don't go full Ubisoft. They said we go away from
creativity.
Ubisoft.
Because the devs that had quality talent and creativity left.
Well, the quality. Yo, this is crazy. And you know what's interesting, Thrifty? One of the things that, and I'll get to the super chats, and yo, thank you so much, Ron M. I appreciate it, man. I'll get you your music. But shout out to Ron M, man. Yo, with the 10 VIP grinders, there we go. We're starting the train. We're back in business. We're getting those VIPs up. Thank you again, grinders.
Let's go.
Let's go. We got to hit the VIP song. First time in a long time. Let's hit it. There we go.
Xbox, no.
Thank you, Ron M.
Well,
Oh yeah, who'd he get? He got a bunch of people. Shout out to the Ron. We got 16-bit Kev from New York. We got him, MG, Crooked Vulture. Get him back on the board. Picard 2005. Got him. Thank you so much. Crooked Vulture in the house. Lucci Sky, we got him back. It's about time, baby. We're getting the VIPs back. Use those emojis. We're flexing. But one of the things it's interesting is that if you remember, yo, Thrifty hit 2 years. Holy crap. Thrifty's at 24 months. Yo, I'm going to update the Golden Grinders.
I just made it.
You just made it. There you go. It's a special time. Nice. I'm going to update the Golden Grinders there. But one of the things is awesome is that with the consolidation of all these big ass publishers and stuff, we were saying that the talent was going to leave the big places when these big corporations gobble them up and go off and make their own games, the games that they want to do. It's funny because that's similar. Unfortunately, Respawn is getting laid off. There's layoffs at Respawn, but basically that was the formation of Respawn, was the because of the Activision stuff going on with Infinity Ward. They spun off and made Titanfall. Unfortunately, they went from out of the pot into the fire by going to EA, but we got new stuff because of that. And This is similar. Like Ubisoft was in disarray. Ubisoft not losing it. They went off and just did this. You know what else? No service game. No subscriptions. No content. Yearly content. Dude, it's just an incredible game with the story that is very unique and engaging, and the voice acting, design. It's crazy.
You're my number one customer.
Look what Dave with the 5. He goes, can I hear thank you for my VIP membership? Ba 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 ba. Yo, hell, thank you. Josh has 25 months there for the VIPs. And let me get up here. Unchained, $19.99. Great year. $5. He goes, PlayStation saving Xbox from irrelevancy. That is a fact. That wait, say I'm gonna do the CM Punk. That is not a spoiler. That's a fact. That's a prediction, or whatever the hell he says.
I hate that guy. That guy's so bad. But every freaking fiber of my being, do I hate Phil.
No, not like this. Yo, so just to say, like, and again, we'll go do more on that. Ron M, member for 29 months. He's got 4. Man, Thrifty, now they got the 29 month. Ron M's getting you now. Got a few more months than Thrifty.
Yeah.
Yo. That's why I see Mr. Tennis says, let's hope this Renaissance starts a high quality AA. And you want to know what?
And it's not even that. It's already doing it. This isn't the first game that, sorry if I'm stealing this from you. This isn't the first game that's coming from a small studio that is knocking the rocks off of people right now. Like, you had Stellar Blade last year. You had Space Marine 2 at the end of the year. You had now this. You're going to have Lost Soul Aside, which fuck that.
Yeah, that got delayed. I know.
I'm pissed about that. Anyways, you have that. You have all these games that are coming out. You have Blueprints that came out that is doing amazing things.
I downloaded that game. I never played that either. That's another game that's supposed to be like it's a puzzle.
6 hours in that stupid game already.
Dude, it's a puzzle game, right?
Yes, it is. It's very. You won't understand the way that Wara explained it to me, because Wara was the one that got me into it. But basically, you go left and right, okay? And I'm just going to use terms that I think you'll get. You go left and right, and you get pick 1, 2, 3, right? And those are rooms. You pick the room, you go through the room. That room may have gold, it may have gems, it may have keys, whatever. And you keep going until you complete this house. Now, you will hit dead ends, you will hit snags, you will hit puzzles, you run out of places to go, then it starts you back over. The whole goal of the game is to find the 46th room in your late uncle's house to claim all of the inheritance that he left to you, the blueprints of the estate. And you have to fill in the blueprints of the home using
blueprints.
Yes. PRINCE
I got you.
Versus yeah. And so it's actually really fun and engaging. If I started off Expedition 33 playing that on the TV and then playing Blueprints at night in bed. But the further I've gotten into Expedition 33, the more that I can't stop playing it. So
yep. And shout to Fabrizzle in the chat. He goes, the Balalcho, that's another topic. So we're jumping around here, but the topic is the game is coming out with the Balalcho in PlayStation Plus. Listen, I got that game on my phone, and that game is a time killer. That game is pretty awesome, Balalcho. I have to say, for card games, I'm not into big card games and stuff, but that game is definitely a good, just listen to podcast and just let your time go away. It's pretty good. But just to wrap up the Expedition and some of the crazy games, like, listen, this, you're right. Like this, first off, I was thinking about it. We are going into May tomorrow, and it has been an absolutely crazy year so far with Kingdom Come 2. They got this obscure, even Assassin's Creed Shadows surprised. That game, I'm jumping into that, and that is really done really well as well. It just, they have really been, and then these other games is Blueprints, and then it just, there's a lot of stuff that's so many great games that are here, and we're not even halfway done, and we know the big ones are coming to cookers. We're gonna start one Lost Soul Side in May, but no, that got pushed out to August. This is August, right? It's like August. I think August something. I have to. We're gonna get into the topics, but that one got pushed out. But now we got Death Stranding in June, and then we'll talk about Borderlands, and then you got GTA floating sound somewhere there. Metal Gear Solid Delta, Arc Raiders. That's another game. I signed up for the beta for that one because that one looks freaking cool with the flying, and then you land on the ships, and then you want to fight in first person. Mind's Eye is another one. Marathon, yeah, we got some of those previews there. Not people too hot on Marathon, but we'll see, dude. I don't know. I gotta play myself before it goes there. Kingdom Come, that's right, outside of Kingdom Come in your face too. There you go, right there. Death Stranding 2, it's gonna be a crazy ass year. Even Doom coming out as well. And also after what we saw Borderlands, I don't know your impressions if you saw that, but we'll get into that. Let me get into the topics here, some more topics here. Let's I think will we have the next one? Yeah. Oh, and on top of all that, another thing that happened was the Switch 2. I put Switch pre-orders. Switch 2 pre-orders were activated. Activate Switch 2 pre-orders and $80 games.
They were activated and gone.
Activated and gone. Switch 2 pre-orders. Let me tell you about the Switch 2 experience. And again, we're gonna do we'll do a little Grindhouse poll since we're back in business. And we're gonna see. And I could probably give you the answer. Did you pre-order the Switch 2? Because that happened. My goodness. I'd say it was a crazy couple of weeks that everything is going on. So and I know what. We're just doing yes and no's because if I put something else in, it's going to skew the results. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put it in a fun one here. Okay. There we go. Oh no. Well, we'll see. We'll see who's in this one. We're going to find out we're going to find out the Xbox fans in the crowd. There we go. Did you pre-order a Switch 2? Yes, no, or just signed up for Game Pass instead? That's the poll going on there. So, Thrifty, did you pre-order the Switch 2?
Well, do you think people would admit to signing up for Game Pass? That's what I want to know. No,
well, I know we probably got some Xbox refugee lurkers in there. They'd probably be sitting that. They'll probably be hitting that up.
No, I did not pre-order the Switch 2. I will get that later. I will probably end up getting it. There's no probably. I will end up getting it. My kids are gonna get it. I can't help myself. They're gonna have it. Like, my son is already like. I took him to a game store today, like a card store, and it was a Pokemon store.
Yep, that's what I've been doing.
They had crap everywhere, and his eyes got as wide as a 12-inch pizza. They were huge. He just like, Dad, I want to get into Pokemon now. I want to play all the games. I'm like, oh God, what did I do? So now I'm screwed, and I will be getting it because whatever Pokemon game comes out on it, he's gonna want to play.
Yeah, I know that one comes out, even though it doesn't look too good, and even on the Switch too, it doesn't look good. But I did pre-order it. I got it. I don't know what I pre-ordered. I think at Target. I don't even know. It was a disaster. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now. This is the way it was. Even at Best Buy, it was. Peter Molyneux, get in here.
It was a disaster, Ryan.
A disaster.
It was a train
wreck.
It was
a train wreck.
Ryan.
It was a mess. It was a mess. Like midnight came, and it was like my stupid in stock thing was beeping off, and it was saying, "Hey, it's in stock. It's in stock." And I'm like, "Yeah." And I was like half sleeping because I was tired from walking around Dollywood. I'm just like, "Oh, I don't know if I want this shit." And now, like, I'm just gonna. I really did nonchalantly just go because you could always cancel it. Like you just get one on beg, cancel it before it shows up in June. I remember that's what happened with my Xbox. I pre-ordered a Series X, and I was like, "Oh, I don't want that shit." I got 2 PlayStations instead, and then all of a sudden that thing showed up in front of my house, and I'm like, "Oh shit, Phil Spencer booster." So I wound up keeping that for a month, and then got rid of that thing. The Series X. Holy crap, that thing shot. I was like, you might as well just take a shit in a bag and put it in my front lawn. Because that's what that was. I was like, I thought because I just locked down the pre-order. Just who knows, because again, we need more news. Maybe I always think like, oh, maybe they'll sell it, especially with the Xbox. They canceled Halo right before the goddamn launch. But I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll play some Halo and stuff like that. But I didn't go to any stores. I'm not going to GameStop where you got to order a Switch 2 with some socks and Switch condoms package and all that other shit, because that's what GameStop does. They're like, oh, you want a Switch 2 pre-order? You just got to be a Pro member. And you got to get the Switch socks, the underwears, and the condoms. And it's like, I don't want the package. And that's like $500 plus, because we're going to bundle a whole bunch of shit that you don't want with the Switch 2. And you got to be on a Pro 2 member. So I didn't go to GameStop for that one. And your soul, all that shit. So I just hit the button.
And your soul.
And I just hit the button. I got Target. I was like, Target is. The goddamn friggin' Best Buy never went live at 12. Instead, I found out Best Buy goes live at 12:30, 12:45. They just like waited for like the shit to burn down. And then they booted up their thing. And that thing went out in an instant. I was just watching the chaos. And for some reason, I was able to get it in Target, and then people were saying they're canceling the Target orders. So I'm like, oh, whatever. If they cancel it, they cancel it. Whatever it is. But I didn't get it canceled. So supposedly I still have it locked in for a Switch 2, the Mario World bundle, which apparently it seemed that more stores were getting the Mario bundle instead of the Switch 2, which as predicted, because it will be highway robbery if you get the Switch 2 and then you got to go buy the Mario World there. But the same thing with the kids and stuff like that. And that friggin' Mario Kart World commercial started on, and my daughter's like, oh, the new one. And I'm like, oh shit, they know exactly what they're doing, Thrifty. They know what they're doing. The kids,
they're looking at all of our wallets and
think
saying,
about the kids.
Aw, they can tell us no, but they can't tell little Johnny no.
No. What about the kids? And then I'm going to say, what about Mario Kart 8? Even though that game's like 20 years old, Jimmy, this is the old one. It's like that old pair of shoes that has holes in it. It's like, keep wearing those shoes to school. It's like, but everybody got the new ones. It's like, no. Play Mario Kart for the millionth time. Mario Kart 8. Is this the same game? No, but look, they got the new characters.
They added grinding into the new one.
No, they're grinding. Oh, shit. Grindhouse exclusive.
I figured you'd like that. Yeah,
No.
Grindhouse exclusive.
They still really never showed the purpose of the open world, even in that stupid direct that they had. Like, the open world just seems sort of like is there missions? Like,
and once again, I don't play on the Switch, and I don't play new games on the Switch when I do play the Switch. So take this as my opinion, and my opinion only. It feels like to me it's going to turn into like a My City type thing, which is going to be fucking hilarious, because I will never touch that game in a million years.
Like a My City? What do you mean? Like, no, there's only 4 people online.
Oh, well then what the fuck are they going to do? See, I told you I
just
didn't know
drive around
Nintendo.
like in the cart and like collect shit.
Is it going to be like a Need for Speed style where you go from just like one checkpoint to another?
Well, yeah, that's the cool part. Like, you could go from one race to another race. Like,
right.
you finished a race and you race to the other racetrack, which that's pretty damn cool. I think that's pretty cool. But the open world part is going to be like collectibles and costumes. Yeah, seize that mondo. Because there's going to be tons of shit. You know they're going to put everything in this game. And they're going to keep adding more and more stuff to it.
Okay.
But yeah, like, the thing is, for me, the Switch 2 is exactly what I guess people like PC guys do with PlayStation. It's only for their games. I'm not going to be buying Doom and shit like that on the Switch 2. I'm going to buy your Metroid. I'm going to buy your Mario World, Mario Kart. I'll get your Mario games. And that's what I'm going to get. Like, I'm not going to go, I want to play all these third-party games on it. No way.
But for the Switch loyalists, think of how they feel right now. They feel loved. They feel appreciated. They feel seen. They we're going to get all the big games that everybody else gets.
But Thrifty, you just said it. They feel good. Are they going to buy those games on the Switch too? Fuck no. They're not buying those games on the Switch too. But they feel like they're accepted because now everybody's putting their games on the Switch too. But those games are not going to sell.
No, but it does. Like I said, it does feel good.
Yeah,
like, we get all the same games that you do. We're no longer the oddball out. We're no longer doing this whole thing where some can come over as long as they're 7 years old. Like, we're not doing that. We're not going to take 3 years to get this, or 2 years to get the Switch version out. We get it day one now. Like, that's credit to Nintendo, because that is a good way to make your audience feel like they're really, really important and like you did something really, really special for them.
Yeah. They're gonna feel something. RBG says, yeah, they're gonna feel something. They're gonna. It's a me behind you. But yeah, the thing is that it was as messy as it can be. Listen, I can't believe in the way the world is right now with immediacy and stuff like that, that nobody could come up with a good process of pre-ordering something that's in high demand. I didn't get the email from Nintendo if you had like a special, like if you were a member of their online and played a certain amount of hours, that they send you an email to pre-order it. But I just can't believe the disaster that retail is and online shopping is, that they cannot shy away bots or just get this thing. Like, know what I think is hilarious? You sign up like, oh, let me get notified when this is pre-ordered is available. And you click on notify me. They notify, that email comes 2 days after the shit's gone. It's like, oh, you can pre-order, and you go in there. It's like, yeah, sold out. It's like, oh, shit. But I went to your website. And what's crazy is that all these friggin' retailers, they want to get your email and all your contact information so fast. But hell, if they use your email to give you a heads up before the bots that don't have they don't have the email to the bots. You know, why don't you give a special link to those emails that you collected, you stupid retail stores, and send the people pre-order links that you have their emails that said they're interested in it, and send it to them, rather than basically the bots they'll share their emails. So therefore, you could kind of give people that thing. Scalpers just eat the shit up. You see the Switch. Go look. It's somebody put it at $2 million. $2 million for a Switch 2. $2 million. Buy it now. $2 million.
I mean, man, I can't say anything.
Phil Spencer, look at his lips. He's like, we spent $80 billion, $2 million. Get the hell out of here.
Maybe Phil Spencer's gonna buy up all the Switch bundles and start selling them for $2 million to make some money back.
He's gonna ship them with Gamepass Xbox stickers on them. He's gonna buy all the Switch 2s and put Xbox stickers on them and sell them as Xboxes. He's like, Satya, big Phil, go buy the Switch 2s and go put that Xbox sticker on them. We'll sell them as Xboxes. Satya was so happy today. You know why he was so happy today? It wasn't because of the Xbox financials. He was excited because all the Switch 2 pre-orders. He goes, guys, our Nintendo's selling. It's like, oh, Satya, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. All except for hardware, Xbox financials actually look pretty damn good finally.
Yeah, because they're selling games now. Finally, they're
selling games.
Dude, they're selling games. Satya's even counting pre-sales. Like, holy shit. Satya's smoking something right now. He's like, pre-sales? He's like, we've got so many pre-sales. Like, dude, welcome to third party, because that's where you are right now. And it just took you $80 billion to get there.
Dude, you're not wrong.
Like that, like really, like that's we'll get. I don't even have it on here, but we'll get it to the Game Pass cooking and shit on that thing. But like, you know, one of the other things I wanted to talk about. So let's wrap up this poll. Let's see what the grinders are saying here with the Switch 2. Holy crap, we have 58 votes. So I think we could. Yep. See, we got 5% of people did so far. Hold on, people are choosing that. It doesn't include April. Josh says, no, it doesn't. But he counted pre-orders. He's counted pre-orders. Satya counting sales now. Switch 2. Here it is. Did you pre-order a Switch 2? 81% of, we have 59 votes, said no. 13% yes. And then 5% said they just signed up for Game Pass instead. There you go. The Game Pass deal is not too bad. There's some pretty big games coming to Game Pass. We'll talk about it on there. But yeah. So, not a lot of people pre-ordering the Switch 2 here. Like I said, I got it for the kids. We'll see if I keep it. I don't know. But my daughter was hyped up about that commercial there, and I just hit it, and we'll see. But again, it's gonna be more for the. I'm not gonna be. Yeah, I got all the Portal PCs. I got all like my library on there. I'm not building a library on the Switch 2, and you know. We will see. Again, I don't know. I've been hit or miss with the Switch, with the games. You know, I think the Mario Kart World is definitely like, that's like going to be like the Wii Sports. Like, you just get that game and you're like set it. and then Metroid coming out as well around the same time. Like, they got the games, you know, and then the Donkey Kong looks damn cool as well. So, like, those are the three. So at least you have 3 solid games on there. So that's not a bad start for a console. It's definitely 3 more than what Xbox had.
Sorry, I beat you to it.
Sorry, Thursday. You gotta be quick here at the Grindhouse. You gotta be quick. 3 more than Xbox had. There you go.
That's right.
Yo, Neil says he camped out. Any horror stories, Grinders? Highlight a horror story. You know, not like any horror stories about pre-ordering this. Neil says he camped out from 8 a.m. with the Switch 2. He camped out. So you did the GameStop thing. So he did the GameStop thing. Because I saw there were a lot of lines at the GameStop. I don't know, any horror stories. See? Zero says there's the library on it. No need to go above and beyond for the Switch unless you get discounted games. Yeah, like, again, it wasn't a bad showing. It just was, I think, a little disappointing in the hardware being so old, and that they people I think were looking a little bit more. I do think it's funny. Neil said he was a second in line. I do think it's funny, though, that, you know, I think Nintendo just needs to stay in their lane and don't get into any DLSS talk or any tech talk. And that usually comes with, like, when a new hardware comes out. Nintendo just has to kind of stay out of that conversation because they're not winning any awards for superior tech or anything like that. It's their games and how this thing is going to play their games. And I think it's definitely cool looking. I'm not a fan of what they did with the controllers. I don't think it's as innovative as the Switch one. You know, with the cool, like, you know, the portability and the running these Titan games on there, because a lot has changed in the years. So I think the novelty of playing these games on the go now with things like the Steam Deck and Portal and portable PCs, I think have, you know, taken the sort of that gusto away of playing these games on the go as being a novelty. Like, look, I'm on the rooftop. Look, I'm in the bathroom. Look, I'm over here. Like, it's like, yeah, okay, been there, done that. So this is more of an iterative type version of what the Switch 2, more powerful one that probably should have came out a few years ago rather than now. This should have been probably the OLED one, but we will see. We will see. Speaking of updates and upgrades and enhancements, out of the blue, Returnal 4th anniversary got a 2.5 in the pixels. I did not get to boot it up today. I was playing the what is Expedition 33. I will be playing Returnal on the Pro Enhanced one because that game looked incredible already. And by the way, I got to bring up something else. Last of Us TV show. I booted up Last of Us Part 2 again. I'm like right at, and what's funny is my 3rd playthrough, I'm at the part of where episode 4 is going to be. Episode 4 is going to be like right in the tunnels. And let me tell you something. That game on the Pro, holy shit on me. I'm telling you, man. I can't wait for Naughty Dog's next game. I can't wait for even Ghost of Yotai. I can't wait for the next PlayStation game, and even Death Stranding 2, running on the Pro. Like, coming out Pro ready. Because these games, like Last of Us, like, my God, like that Last of Us 2 remastered on the Pro, that holds up to a lot. Like, yo, it looked absolutely incredible. I still like how sharp it is. And how smooth. It's insane. Because I was playing the part right when we get into the TV show. Naughty Dog fell off. Oh my goodness. Go play a Switch. Talk about falling off. Bowser is your Donnie D. That's all I'm telling you. The Switch. Get ready. Bowser's going to run. Get ready for the Switch too. If you don't have those games and he's going to be riding on third party, because that's the other thing you got to watch out for. One more thing on the Switch is that, like, Nintendo uses its IP to catapult itself. If Nintendo gets lazy and says, oh, we got all these third-party games now supporting the Switch, we don't need to put out all our Zeldas and Marios and Kirby's. We'll just let it ride out just like they did with the Wii U. Oh, we'll just let other people put games on there in the end of the Wii. You're like, oh, yeah, get ready. Get ready. Bowser be you, Donnie D. He be the Bowser D. That's who he's going to be. He's gonna be, he already did the Donnie D. We got a console for you. The Switch 1, bitch. Stay on it. That's what he said.
Xbox, no. Field yes. Well,
but PS5 also, Thrifty. PS5 had an update, a software update for the system. Did you download it? Did you see it?
I don't download them or pay attention to them anymore because it just does it for me. What happened?
So I went in. So there are two big things. One is that there's a new sound enhancement. Enhance.
Oh, you're talking about those?
That
yes.
update.
Sorry. Yeah.
And then the other one is the anniversary updates came back. So now you can make your dashboard look like PlayStation 1 with the sound.
Heck yeah.
2, 3, or 4. And it has the same menu bar sounds. It has the overlays, all the ones from the anniversary. They brought it back. I did double check to see if that PlayStation boot up happens. I didn't catch it. So I don't know if anybody was able to try that to see if the PlayStation boot up happens when you do it like they did anniversary time. But the overlays, I don't know. Grinders, let's, you know what we're gonna do another poll because it's fun time. What theme did you put your PlayStation on? The PS5 on? Let's see what people are rocking here. Let's see. We got the PS1, the PS2, because we'll see what's going on. The PS3 or the PS4. We'll start the another Grindhouse poll. We'll do some polls here. So what's the system thing? So you go into system settings, and then you go into appearance, and that's where it is. It's over there. So there's your choices there. So you could put on the PS1, 2, 3, or 4, and I'll tell you which one I left mine on. Thrifty, but you did get the update, right?
Yes, I did.
You got that
Absolutely.
one. Okay, good.
Yeah. That's I thought there was another one that released this week because that was, but I forgot also you've been gone a week and a half.
That was news to me. I know that happened last week again. But the other thing,
oh shit, was there another one?
There was something with the sound enhancement. So let me explain this part, because if you go into volume, you'll have now sound. I forgot what it's called. Sound enhancement or just sound
audio focus.
Sound focus. Thank you. And you could go in there and you could focus. You could enhance voices, low sounds, high pitched sounds, or another set of sounds. I forgot what it is. There's like another wave of sounds. Or you could also adjust it either through the left or the right ear. You can make one ear louder than the other, or more enhancement in bass or footsteps in one and the other. And it only is for headphones. That's right, Josh. Only for headphones. But I'm going to tell you, this thing is really good for one thing here. I'm going to tell you this. When you use PC headsets that don't carry their profile features from a PC, so there's a lot of PC headsets, and you know I'm a headset junkie. And you could also enhance whether you want it weak, strong, or strongest. Like you could have it how strong you wanted to emphasize those sounds. But what's cool about it is that when you put, so like I had the Corsairs, right? And when I was testing out the Corsairs, they were low on PlayStation. Meanwhile, when you put them on the PC, they got their Corsair enhancement software and Dolby Atmos, and it sounds incredible. But when you put them on PlayStation, equalizers, all that stuff does not work. It's flat and it's low. This sound focus actually changes that. So now you can make them louder. You can make them have more bass. You could actually almost try to EQ it somewhat, then making it just this flat default sound. So you can enhance the bass without having any EQ, and it's universal for all headsets. So it's really cool for headsets that don't allow you to EQ and save. Now, the newer ones kind of do this, like the Turtle Beaches and stuff. You could use your app on your phone and you could have the EQ, but a lot of PC headsets only let you EQ on PC, and then when you bring it to PlayStation, it erases that EQ. It does not save it on the headset. Some do, some don't. But what's nice about this is that regardless of how that happens, you can now enhance the bass, make them louder, make them fuller and things like that by enhancing certain bandwidths. Now, it's not a full EQ, so you can't do treble in that, but you could at least do something along those lines. So I like that they're giving you some flexibility
that
there.
I wish they would have had a long, like, it's something that
I
I've always
know.
wished they would have had. When like you do any kind of headphones or anything, you plug them into a damn computer and you can adjust anything and everything you want on most headphones that are gaming headsets for PCs. Like, but on the PlayStation, it was always, you were just locked in.
But it's
to-
their headset you can do it with. Like their Pulse headsets, you can do EQ. But if you put anybody else's headset on there, unless they
Right.
use their software and their software gives it the capabilities, you can't. And it's always been a struggle for me because I want a universal headset that does that. And the Turtle Beach was one. There's some other ones that do it, and you know, but like most of the PC ones don't do it. They don't, like, you're not even like, I don't think I don't even think their in zones like would carry over the EQ. Like you'll keep it on because the app would work on PC, but there's no app for it on PlayStation. Scott Fee found it. Yeah, it's a new option on the system, and it says appearance. It's under appearance, yeah. And the sound section. And what's interesting too, oh sorry, I hit the mic. With this update too, what I noticed is that actually in volume there was a little blue dot next to the feature that had the update to it to let you know that something new was there, which is pretty cool.
I actually like that a lot. Being able to adjust certain things really helps me a ton when I play games, because even with Expedition 33, the music is so much louder than everything else going on that when I'm playing it, I only was hearing the music. So I had to drop the music down in the in-game mix down to like 70, 75 in order to be able to hear the voices of people, like where they were doing their dialogues or talking or having a monologue or whatnot. So I usually have to adjust audio in games, and it's been that way for a while. It's like it's the second thing I do. I check graphics, then I adjust audio.
Mm-hmm. And you know, the other thing too is like, you know, Turtle Beach has like that superhuman hearing. So by enhancing like, you know, higher pitch sounds and things like that, you could basically give yourself an advantage if you want certain frequencies enhanced. And again, you could choose if you want it weak, mid, or strong. Like you could have it really loud. Like what's crazy is I have the Astros now. I've been rocking those. Those have an incredible microphone, and you know, obviously they're very expensive, but the Astro A50s, and they are those have bass mode in them. But you know, I hit the thing and I made just a little bit more bassier there, and you know, add a little more rumble to it because they are a little light and airy, and they're comfortable, but their sound is definitely, it's okay. But I wanted just a little more bass, and I like it. Yeah, you're right. And what it's nice is that it's system wide and it's universal with all headsets. So you could tweak your headset to certain frequencies. And you know, some people are very sensitive to, you know, high pitch frequencies, a very low rumble, and you could adjust that as well with this. But I think it's really it's really good there. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I remember the Pulse used to have like per game. They used to do them on the PS4 and things like that. But again, you know, any options, Sony is really into the sound and you know, having that flexibility there. When I first read the update, I was like, this is like, nah. And then when I got to see the feature itself, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And you can hear the difference too. And they even have a built-in sound clip that plays like random audio sounds and Call of Duty type combat fighting and things like that, where you could kind of test it out to see how it sounds as well. That's right. I'm all about the bass. No trouble. That's right, Michael Marine. That is right. That's what I am.
Like, so
I'm an ass man.
Xbox, no. Phil does. Well,
Aaron.
Oh, where's Aaron? We're talking about the Switch. I forgot about Aaron. Yo, what are you saying, Thrifty? Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, I was literally trying to find the right time to bring in the "Is Jez all about that bass line?" Because that's what.
Man, everybody's beating you to the punchlines.
Yeah, man.
Thrifty, you got to realize everybody's been in gaming grindhouse withdrawal. They're ready to go, man. They're like,
that's very true.
The whippy one-liners and jokes. They're like they haven't had it in a while, so they're ready to cook. The other thing too
is,
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that I was going to go into the PlayStation Plus games that were announced today, too. Another news.
Okay, yeah.
Did you did anything excite you or not really?
I mean, I'll try Balatro because I
should try
need
it.
to try. I need to try Balatro just to say I tried it at least once or twice. But like, I don't know, man. It just didn't seem like it was an okay month, but it was just okay. It wasn't something like knock your socks off or like you get this big, huge AAA game that's amazing blockbuster quality. Like that's cool. Like that's fine. We don't need every month to be a banger, especially in essential titles. But it just felt blah. It just meh.
You mean Ark Survival Ascended? That's the new one.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll go to you know what, Thrifty. You just go exactly into my exclusive interview with Vin Diesel talking about Ark.
I don't play this game.
Thrifty don't play it either. Thrifty don't play it either.
Don't play Ark.
Thrifty not play. Neither's Vin Diesel.
I don't play this game.
We don't know where Vin Diesel's Ark 2 that was supposed to come to Game Pass. Remember that announcement? Ark 2, Vin Diesel's Game Pass. Vin Diesel's not even playing it. Where is Ark 2? Vin Diesel on a T-Rex.
And I will say, getting Balatro, I'm not going to look at Balatro and say that that's a crappy game or anything like that, because like Josh just pointed out,
I'm gonna tell you, you'll like Balatro. You'll like it.
Well,
that's a thrifty game. I can say it. That's
probably right.
I'm gonna get you 2 weeks from now. You'll be like, I got lost in it. Like, oh man.
My eyes are going to be bloodshot because I've done nothing but game, Balatro,
and I'm telling you, like, I looked at, I went cross-eyed when that thing was all over the Game Awards. I'm like, what the hell is this horse shit? Goddamn Solitaire winning Game of the Year in the Game of the Year. What the hell are we doing here? Yo, when I played it, it's a perfect phone game. I got it on the phone. Perfect Portal game. Like I said, it's not. I don't know if it's something I'm gonna sit back on my Grindhouse theater, 110-inch screen pause, and goddamn headphones on, engaged. And no, this is more of like you're taking a dump and you gotta get a few rounds in. But this game is so cool in the sense that it's a rogue. Like you make runs. And you got to make like poker hands and things like that, and you got to make them in a certain amount of moves in order to beat the to get to the boss. So like it says like you got to get 60 points, right? And you got to make a bunch of hands within 5 moves to get you to 60 points. And you could shoot, and you only have like, depending on the stuff going on, you only have like, maybe 4 resets or 2 resets. And you got to kind of make, or do you save for the best hand, or do you do, so there's a little element of strategy there. But then the twist is that then there are Joker cards that actually add bonuses and coins and winnings. And then you get those coins and you go to a store and you could buy packs that'll give you like bonuses. But then you build up to an enemy, to a boss, and a boss would have like, he disables all hearts. And you're like, oh shit, like, now you can't make flushes, or like, you can't make pairs with hearts. So now he gimps you in the boss. And now you got to still get 300 points with combos, even though the boss is like disabling stuff. And then if you beat the boss, you go to the next round. And then if you lose, you go right back to the beginning with nothing. And then you do another run. And that's the gist of it.
That's kind of like blueprints. Like it gives you a set amount of steps. You can only do that amount of steps. You can find ways to increase that, but at the end of it, once you're done, you're done.
Hero Down Under says, I have no idea what Jez is saying. Oh shit. I just gave it. He was like, all he heard was humana cards, jokers,
cards,
humana, bulge, humana.
It's like the character from Charlie Brown.
Yeah. Game. That's all he heard. That's
great. You also get to change the card decks. Oh, that's cool. That's fun.
Oh, okay. There you go. All the shit that I said, Thrifty wasn't impressed, but Josh says, change the card decks, and Thrifty's like, oh shit, I'm going to play this.
I was commenting on your stuff too.
Nah, like, I just saw you on the game. Hero Down Under got me talking in tongues, but then Josh says you could change the card deck pitches, and you're like, I might check this out for 2 months.
There's no microtransactions in the game, right? Like
No Phil Spencer. No Phil Ness in this one.
if I tell my wife I'm about to go play a card game that has these addictive start over rolls, she would tell me absolutely not. If it because of Magic the Gathering, dude. You put card games that are strategic in front of me, I love it.
I told you he's gonna watch. I'm telling you right now. I'm not even gonna sell him on the game anyway. Thrifty Josh already sold him on the game. I talked for 20 minutes. He's like, Hero Down Under said, what the hell are you talking about? And then Josh says you could change the pitches, and all of a sudden Thrifty's like, holy shit, cancel my month next week.
No, I thought he
I'm ready to go.
Like the whole deck. Does he just mean like skins?
I don't know. I don't think that's. I think what I told you was more engaging. Then you could change the card deck. I don't know.
Oh, that's what he's. No, like the actual cards, you can change how many suits are in the deck.
That's what I was saying.
They have. Oh yeah. That's yes. I was confirming my.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like clear my schedule for the next month. It is addicting.
Okay, so maybe I am gonna be okay that Lost Soul Aside got moved.
There you go. There's your next month. Lost Soul Aside. Yeah. Speaking of that, so that did other than PlayStation news. That where is that one? That did get delayed. Lost Soul Aside. They did their We're sorry here. Shout out to Aguilar. I'm gonna shout out to William Aguilar, one of the grinders. Here he goes. He goes. Lost Soul Side has been delayed to August 29th for the word that we love, polish. Oh shit, polish that ass. It says here, we're truly grateful for the positive responses we received from players all over the world since announcing Lost Soul Side. We remain committed to delivering high quality experiences to match the standards what the name Ultra Zero Games has set for ourselves. We're going to take some additional time to polish the game. Lost Soul Side will now release on August 29th, because I think it was slated for May, right?
It was May 30th.
May 30th.
Or May 28th? It was either the 28th or the 30th.
28th. And I'm getting confused between Lost Soul Side and... No, then there's Phantom Blade Zero and there's Lost Soul Side. When's Phantom Blade Zero coming out? Well, that didn't get a release date. Look at that one. Because that one has the kick-ass music.
Yeah, Lost Soul Aside is...
when is Phantom Blade Zero release?
It was supposed to come out in, like I said, May 28th, May 30th. Got delayed for polish. And yeah, that's... It makes
May 30th. Okay, so it's supposed to come out May 30th. And, Phantom Blade Zero is planned for fall 2026. Oh, shit. So that's next year. We're not going to see that game.
Nope.
Okay, so that's gone. So this one, Lost Soul Side, that one's coming out. That one's now coming out August 30th. So they're moving it now. Oof. All right. So we got, so really, so let me just do a double check. What games are releases in May? Let's see, game releases in May now that's not coming out. Let's see what we have here. 2025.
Doom the Dark Ages.
We got Doom.
Elden Ring Night Reign.
There we go.
Those two look like the big ones.
Yeah, I'm looking at these things. Wait, no, that's April. Let's see, May. Here we go, May. We got,
we get Age of Empires Definitive Edition.
Oh, shit. Recycled shit. TMNT Tactical Takedown, Zombie.
Oh, interesting. Spirit of the North 2. That's interesting.
I'm looking right now. Elden Ring Night Reign, May 30th. Oh, shit. So that was coming out the same day as Elden Ring Night Reign DLC?
Yeah.
Oh, well, probably good to move that, I guess. I would, yeah. It's a new IP, so probably. They're pretty hyped up for that one. Midnight Walk? What is Midnight Walk?
I mean, I don't know.
There's games. And Doom is probably, you're right. May 15th is Doom. And then that's pretty much, like, here's the Midnight Walk, May 8th. Wu Chang. And you know what's funny for Brizzle? When I saw Wu Chang, it made me think, like, did anybody get an update when Wukong is coming to Xbox? Does anybody even ask anymore? Or was it just me? Anybody? When I saw Wu Chang, I thought about, hey, when's Wukong coming to Xbox? Anybody? Any updates?
Nah, man.
We're going
dude.
into May.
Xbox is a publisher now, dude. I've lumped them with Ubisoft and EA. Like, I don't even give a rat's ass about the box that they use.
But Thrifty.
Where that box is in the
Box is in the name of the brand.
where that box is
Box is in the name.
where that box is in the name of our brand.
It's all about the box.
Jez is about that base and Phil's about the box. There you go.
There you go. Exactly. This is about the box. Box is in the name. But when I saw Chang, I was like, when's Wukong? Oh, that's what it is. Okay, the Midnight Walk is that claymation game in VR. Ah, that's what it is. Okay. Yeah, that game looked really cool. All right. Wow, that's May 8th. So that's coming out pretty soon. All right, cool. But that one looks good.
Blades
and then
of Fire is coming.
Doom?
Somebody mentioned that.
Oh, and then Capcom Fighting Collection 2 is coming out on May 16th. That's going to have Power Stone online, Power Stone 1 and 2. That'll have Power Stone 1 and 2 online. That's good. And then what's June? Oh, the Switch comes out. Dun-dun-dun. Let's see what else. What's coming in June? All the Xbox games are coming in June. Yes. June is gonna be a bloodbath, dude. And we got Death Stranding 2. Yo, June's gonna be crazy. June's gonna be crazy. Death Stranding 2. All the Switch releases.
All the Switch games.
All the Switch games.
Yes.
Xbox announcing Gears on PlayStation. Holy shit, it's gonna be wild times. You want to keep it locked in for June.
Awakening. The Dune Awakening game is in June. The Altars is in June.
Yeah, I played the beta of the Altars. It's all right.
It's all right.
It looks cool at first. I'm like, oh, this could be something. And then it turns into build a house. I'm like, oh.
Ah, crap. All the thirsty players out there. Stellar Blade and the Goddess of Victory, Nikki, DLC, coming to the PS5.
The DLC. That comes out in June?
Ooh, there you go. It says June, TBA on the date.
Oh. That's going to be cooking. I say June's going to be wild.
Yeah.
And we got Summer Smuggling Grapes with Jeff Keighley. The Smuggling Grapes. But yeah, I think it's smart for them to move it out, the 30th. Now we got August, and now the second half of the year is looking like it's going to be cooking crazy too. But yeah, I guess it's pretty good. I wouldn't be coming out the same day as the DLC for one of the biggest games that has released in Elden Ring, Night Rain there. So, and now for polish, I guess we'll see. It's one of those we got to see it look cool. Like it looked like it could good combat, Lost Souls side. It's coming to PC and console and PS5 August 29th, which August, I think, that's not a bad month. That's the start of everything. Keep it away from anything else. You got so from those PlayStation ones, you got Death Stranding in June. You'll have this in August, and then you'll have Ghost of Yotai, which that also happened while away. That just got a release date, Ghost of Yotai, for friggin' October.
Yeah.
Craziness. That was another thing. It just came out of the blue, like on a Monday.
So now we're going to have LSA at the end of August, and we're going to have Ghost of Yotai at the beginning of October. Because I think it's October 4th for Ghost of Yotai, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm going back to see on Ghost of Yotai, because that just came out of the blue. That Ghost of Yotai thing.
Also, I would not be a child of the 90s if I did not bring up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate is coming to PS5 and PS4 on May 20th.
Yes.
Just got to throw that out there.
Yes. Is that a sequel to the other one?
No, it's a release of the other one. Like, as far as I've understood it from what I can gather real quick, that was a game that just came out on the Switch and Steam, I believe.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, October 2nd for Ghost of Yotai, which I think is good. Stay away from again, that GTA, man. Nobody knows, but it looks like it's lining up for sometime in November or end of August or end of October. End of October. So that's that. And then the other game, and then I didn't get to check the Oh, I'm going to tell you a funny stuff. Just talking about pre-orders of games. So, dude, last night, this comes out in July. Can't wait for this one. The Demon Slayer. Comes out. The deluxe edition was on Steam on GMG, not Grinds My Gears, but GMG, Green Man Gaming, $15 for the deluxe edition. So I went in there and pre-ordered that thing for Steam. It's a $70 game. Pre-ordered it for Steam, got it, and redeemed it on Steam. Then I got an email from Green Man Games that says, oh, we're refunding you. That was a mistake. But I redeemed it on Steam already, so I don't know if Steam's going to take it away from me or not, but I got it right now. I checked it. I got the pre-order locked in on Steam for Demon Slayer. I'm going to buy it on PlayStation as well. My son's going to go crazy. We got to go watch the movie. And he got me watching season 1. Finishing. I have homework to do. But the first one, played the hell out of that one. And this one, that was an old one for the PS4. This one looks crazy. And we're pretty hyped. We're hyped in the gaming grindhouse for this one, for the Demon Slayer. We're big fans. Well, my son is, and I'm becoming a fan. I've been to see the movies. So, but I got it. So who knows? And it's too late now. But yeah, I did retweet it out there and stuff like that. Just to let you know. And then Michael Meridian says the Friday is the pre-orders for Ghost of Yotai. I'm Phil Nessing. Steam Toolman says that's right. I gotta give him that.
This Friday is pre-order?
Is it this Friday? Is this Friday? But that was just something to let you know that I'll keep you in the loop of what happens. But I'm definitely gonna get it on PlayStation. But yeah, that thing went down last night. That was some whacked ass stuff there. And then let's see. And then the other thing that came out from PlayStation. Oh, then we mentioned about the Respawn stuff. And then the talking about, we're gonna skip over. We'll do Borderlands right after this. But Janky went to PlayStation, Janky Jones, and they are going crazy over there. Yo, I got a live view of Xbox fans watching PlayStation fans play Janky Jones. They are lubing up over there. And let me tell you, it is strong. What is strong, Thrifty? These Xbox fans are looking for W's all over the place. They found out that Janky Jones is being played on the Switch, and I got a live view of them. Here it is.
I'm just seeing it.
The Xbox Glaze and the Glaze and Xbox Discord to spread PlayStation.
The Xbox Glaze and the Glaze Xbox Discord to spread PlayStation fun.
They are glazing, man. They're looking for W's wherever they can get them. They're like, people are playing janky. They're playing janky. We won!
That's a
Phil,
win.
we won the glazing live! They're like, look at the sounds! They're glazing! They're glazing live! They can't stop! Phil, we won!
Right now, you have two ways that you can go as a thought, right?
The Xbox.
Dude, they were fucking going lit with the glazing. Yo, they're like, even with Expedition 33, they're like, ew, we won. I'm like, guys, go home. Like, go home. It's over. It's over. And by the way, they did that scene without any CGI. I'm gonna tell you, that movie was freaking freaky as hell. It's on Paramount Plus. It was on Paramount Plus, or what? Peacock. But I'm telling you, man, that movie was freaking crazy. And shout out to Digital Dog for sharing, saying the glaze is strong. I'm good. Thank you for the clip. But we know that Xbox Glaze is growing strong, man. But Janky Jones went to PlayStation and actually sold faster. This is ludicrous. Than on when it came out on everything.
I mean, does that surprise you?
It's fucking Janky Jones.
It's PlayStation gamers that will buy shit. Like,
but they don't want to be buying shit. Oh, sorry, the movie's Nosferatu. That's what it is. I'm sorry, I was getting a Glazer alert in the chat.
I mean, but you also got to think.
That's
I know
Ratu.
people personally, like in the Discord and on during my channel, and they're on this one too. That like bought them as collector's items. Like bought them just to be like, hey, I bought Indiana Jones, the Xbox game, on my PlayStation.
You think so? So they asked, "What the hell's going on? This friggin' Viagra ad? What the hell are we doing over here?"
Hey,
Yeah, what's going on here? We don't need it. There's no growth problems over here. It says
Phil Neff.
Phil Neff, yeah, Phil has a problem growing. It says release the line. So it says that Janky Jones and the Great Circle sold 117.2 copies on PS5 in the first 6 days as of April 23rd, according to Alina. This is some data, people. Compared to 91.2K on Steam as of December 14th, and an increase of 28%. Indiana Jones is estimated to have sold around 310 copies on Steam to date, and it's expected that the PS5 version will do better than that. I'm
sorry, how many copies to date?
310 on Steam.
I'm sorry. 310,000?
Billion. No, 1,000, yeah.
Okay.
Dude, 310,000 on Steam. Listen. This is what I mean. It's like when you talk about Xbox games, you're talking goddamn peanuts. They're talking about the salt on the peanuts. They're doing wonderful. They're doing great. They sold about 300,000. Meanwhile, the same GLAZE bitches are going 3 million in 3 days. That's a failure. Astrobot failed. They are saying to date 310K of Janky Jones. They probably sold more goddamn glazed fucking pancakes than the game itself.
The buried treasure is gemstones of juicy glazed.
Dude, there were more gemstones of juicy glazed blackberries sold than goddamn copies of Janky Jones. That's what I'm saying. My goodness. We're talking pennies here. It sold 117 versus 91K. But then they go, Astrobot sold 4 million in 3 days. Oh, failure. A failure. 310 copies on Steam. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something, Alina. Alina, let me tell you something. Let me tell you. Yeah, the PlayStation version is not going to do better than 310 copies. I'm going to tell you that right now. I think it's going to be front loaded, and that is it. Janky Jones will be out to Janky Pancakes after this. That's right, NZ Gamer. Hit the goddamn like button, grinders. We are back in the gaming grindhouse, and we got Thrifty here, rocking and cooking, talking about Janky Jones glazed buttered scotch pancakes. This is so a whopping 117 copies sold in the PS5 in the first 6 days. Incredible. 91K on Steam. This, like, and Phil even was not too hot on, like, oh, well, a sequel. He's like, maybe they'll do something different, he said. He's like, maybe Machine Games will do something different. He wasn't really loving a Janky Jones sequel. The Jank comes back. The Jank returns. He's like, maybe Machine Games will do something a little different next time, and maybe we won't go to IHOP. Maybe we'll do a bed and breakfast instead, Janky Jones style. But anyway, PlayStation. Listen, we're gonna get into the Gamepass stuff, but let me tell you something.
#1 customer.
Oh, shout out to Thrifty. Thrifty had to go. He's getting ready for his show, Grinders. Shout out to Thrifty with the 5. He goes, gotta go. Thank you for the invite, Janky Jones forever. Thank you. He left the Jank. Thrifty left at the Jank. He's like, Janky, we're out. I'm not talking about glazed butterscotch blackberries.
Gemstones of juicy glazed blackberries.
Oh, man, those juicy glazes. They'll do Waffle House next. They're like, IHOP didn't work. So, apparently, and we'll get, and as we saw in the financials and stuff like that, like, listen, there's a lot of shit going down right now. There's a lot of spinneroonies. Goddamn, Xbox has turned into the current version of Booker T. They're spinning around. Satya is spinning around like Booker T in the middle of the ring. Shout out to Thrifty. Thank you, Thrifty, for coming on, and thank you for waiting in the extreme delay of me getting the Grindhouse board up and ready. I appreciate it, man. Thank you again. So, Janky Jones gets enhanced pro style. They got this thing going on about people selling more games. And then we got, here's some stats going on right here. So this is what we got here for Janky Jones. Indiana Jones missed about 60 to 70% of its total sales for skipping PlayStation. 300K copies on Steam. The only reliable source. That's what they're getting that name from. Gamalik Tick. Xbox likely 50 to 100K thanks to Game Pass. We'll see. So this is kind of where they're looking at the Janky Jones numbers. Listen, I played enough of this game. This game is not. Yeah. No thanks. And let's do a little Steam dive here. I want to just take a little look at Janky Jones and the fans. Let me just see. And again, it has the name. Listen, let's take a quick look, a quick gander. Oh, of goodness. Here's a quick gander at Indiana Jones here. The 24-hour peak of Indiana Jones is 625 people, 385 people playing the game. I thought they were supposed to have some DLC or something coming for it. Aren't they supposed to have some DLC coming? It hit an all-time peak of 12,000 on Steam. Yo. Like, this is... They're cooking? Like, we cooking? Like this is cooking? I just... Like I said, like, they're counting pennies. Like, they're playing, like, marbles or something like that. Like, any little thing. And it's just, like, you're talking about 100,000. We're talking when these games come out, like Astrobots or the God of Wars, like 5 million in a week and something like that. And people are like, oh, yeah, that failed. But meanwhile, Janky Jones selling 100,000, 300,000 on Steam. It's just so, like, dude. It's just so weird. And then you look up, you know what? Another game that was hyped up too. Let's see how Avowed's doing. Jeez, this is a forever RPG game. Yo. Even Avowed, man. 19,000 peak on Steam. This is like a first-person RPG. Fantasy RPG. And they're coming out with Outer Worlds 2 later this year. We'll see. Hopefully that has the name to go with it. But Avowed, those are some weak numbers. And then let's look at our good friend South of Midnight. Because we're gonna get into this whole is Game Pass cooking. And we look at this stuff and it's just like, yo. South of Midnight peaked at 1,400 people? Oh my God. 311. This is the most recent game. 311 in top sellers. Game Analytic, the analytic, which they said 37K sold. Yee. These are their games coming to Game Pass from their first party. The stuff that they spent $80 billion on, by the way. They're very, like, their games, like their content, but is Game Pass cannibalizing it that much? Like, is it really that everybody's playing this stuff on Game Pass and nobody's buying it? I don't know, man. Because we're going to get into this Game Pass stuff. Is it cooking or not? But before we get into that, Also, Days Gone is enhanced too for $10, by the way. And then the other thing, talking about just like while we're saying Janky Jones is coming to PlayStation, the other one that came out, which is a very high quality game, is the Forza, and this rustled a couple of Xbox feathers as well here, where Playground Games, you know, those that are now owned by Microsoft and Xbox, said, and just like that, Forza Horizon 5 has launched worldwide on PlayStation 5. This launch was such an exciting milestone. We're so proud of the team for their incredible work. It has been awesome to see so many Horizon community welcome the new PlayStation players and helping them get started on their journey. Now it's time to celebrate. Yeah. Crap game with the Phil Spencer white flag. Compulsion Games congratulating them on their PS5 launch. You got Xbox Studios congratulating Xbox Studios for launching a game on PlayStation 5. Grind is you. I would never thought I would see the day of this stuff. Incredible.
Gaming.
We have Xbox Studios thanking other Xbox Studios for their PlayStation 5 release. Whoosh. Phil Spencer, you have done a Booker T spin-a-rooney like I've never seen.
Helmet, what's going on? Sanders, what's going on? It's Mega Meg. She's gone from suck to blow. What? They're getting all their air back. Do something. Do something. Do something.
Do something. Incredible. It is really, like, you know, it is crazy. Like, it is pretty wild how the dynamic of everything, how embracing Game Pass, embracing all these acquisition season, that's all it was talk about. And all it was doing was acquiring studios and publishers of games that they were going to get already, to just buy them and put them on other platforms. Craziness. Who would have thought that in 2018, when they bought Compulsion and Playground, that you would have Compulsion in 2025, you would have Compulsion Games with 1,200 people playing on Steam of their game, coming off a We Happy Few, thanking Playground Games for releasing Forza Horizon 5 on PlayStation. Dude, that is like something that is something to story time. Like, you grab a cup of tea. It is wild. Wild, man. Crazy times, and it's going to get crazier. June's coming. It's coming, right? That is wild times. Here's another banger, by the way, coming to PC, another one. This game was published by Microsoft, made by Microsoft, Towerborn. It was released on Steam Early Access, but not in Xbox Game Pass yet until later this month. When Xbox has a preview program, they purposely put it on PC exclusive.
You're my #1 customer.
Incredible. 323 people playing Towerborn, which is coming to Game Pass again. So this is all leading up to his Game Pass cooking. Michael Marine, it said at the 5, he goes, did you see the infographics on the YouTube about Xbox? Yes, I did. That was pretty wild. What was that? The I think I saved it here while we get into it. Where is it? This infographic here. Where is it? And I watched it. You know, it didn't tell us anything new, but we highlight it definitely. Thank you, Michael, for the
Infinite and start playing, but something feels off. The gameplay is dull, the environments are uninspired, and the quality of the online service sucks. Disappointed, you decide to check out another tentpole Xbox series like, wait, where are all the big games for Xbox? What about that huge RPG that everyone's talking about? You could have sworn the developer announced it was coming to Xbox. You check and it's available on PlayStation. What? Why isn't it on Xbox? In fact, why isn't anything popular available on Xbox? And that's the first big reason why Xbox is failing. Game developers just don't want to release their titles for the console anymore. Why? Well, the Xbox Series S is part of the problem. It provides inconsistent support for third-party developers. Many game developers have experienced technical problems getting their games to work on the system. Xbox released the Series S and the more powerful Series X together in November of 2020. An interesting decision, instead of just releasing one new console to center the hype around. The compatibility between the two systems has actually created a whole host of other problems for the company, and we'll get to that soon as well. But regarding the technicals of gameplay, the S seems to be the one causing the issues. As Larian Studios said when asked why Baldur's Gate 3 had been released for PlayStation but was not yet available on Xbox, we've been developing the Xbox version of Baldur's Gate 3 for some time now. We encountered a few technical issues in the development of the Xbox version that prevented us from feeling 100%
Where's Wukong?
confident in announcing it. We were unable to get split-screen co-op to the same standards on both Xbox Series X and S, which is a requirement for us to be able to release it. Baldur's Gate 3 eventually made its way to Xbox Series S and X in December 2023, but the damage had already been done. By that point, many gamers who were choosing between an Xbox Series S or X. What is Xbox doing? Well, it seems even Xbox Jones and the Great Circle in December 2024. But then you learn the game will also be released to PlayStation in spring of 2025. Doom: The Dark Ages is scheduled to be released on PlayStation and Xbox on the same day, May 15th, 2025. What is Xbox doing? Well, it seems even Xbox doesn't really know. The company has almost no exclusive titles anymore, further driving down their console sales. The Xbox 360, one of the company's most popular consoles by far, sold 14.9 million units worldwide in its best-selling year, way back in 2011. In comparison, the Xbox Series S and X have sold 8.65 million units in their best-selling year of 2022. That's 8.65 million units combined. Considering the fact that the gaming market has exploded in the 11 years in between, there's no excuse for the company to be doing that badly.
And there you go. See, that's exactly what we've been saying here at the Grindhouse. Everybody else is doing fine. The PlayStation's doing fine. The Switch is cooking. Everybody's cooking. The industry is growing. They weren't growing because of exactly what they said. There were no games that were worth a damn. And on top of that, they had 2 whole years with nothing, the launch year and 2022, nothing for a subscription service that they're charging and increasing the price on. And they don't even know what they're doing now. It is a disaster. It is a train wreck. It is all over the place, grinders. It is a disaster.
It was a train wreck.
Their Xbox fans are so glazed right now. They're like, everything's coming to PlayStation. They cancel Fan Fest, all this stuff, because there are no fans and there's nothing to celebrate because there is no Xbox. That's the crazy part about it. The box is in the name.
Where the box is in the name of
Take the box out because there is no box. The thing that is Xbox is the least relevant part. You made everything else an Xbox. Everything else an Xbox except the box itself. The whole naming convention of the Xbox is the weakest part of the whole entire ecosystem. Seen from their financials. Oh, we're 5% up in this. We're 8% up in content and services. Because guess what? Pre-sales. They're putting their games on more platforms. They put Call of Duty and Game Pass on PC. For 10. Guess what? They saw a huge growth in Game Pass. You want to know why on PC? Because everybody said, fuck you, $20 a month. I'm going to go pay $11.
where the box is in.
That's what they said. Who in their right mind will give the console $20 a month when you could play the games on PC for $11 on PC Game Pass? The best deal in gaming. The console's the worst. That's the worst place to play Game Pass because the only option for day one games is $20 a month. And to play online. PC Game Pass, it's $11 a month and it comes with 3 months on all your devices. Every computer you buy is 3 months of Game Pass. Take it from me. That's what I cash in on. It comes with my computer. And you stack it. You buy a laptop, 3 months. You buy a ROG, 3 months. You buy a Galaxy, 1 month. You buy a TV, 1 month. Why would PC grow? It's the cheapest way to get day one games from Microsoft. It's $11 a month. You're a sucker for paying $20 a month on a console. That's a preferred way. You get punished. The box, the Xbox. Sucks, man. Craziness.
Except for the fact that not many people like them anymore. In 2011, the video game market made $74 billion in revenue internationally. In 2022, it made $183 billion. It's a mystery why Xbox isn't securing more exclusive rights to major games, especially since Microsoft has owned ZeniMax Media, the parent company of Bethesda, makers of Fallout, Elder Scrolls, and Doom, since 2021.
And that's another point. ZeniMax has been owned by Microsoft since 2021. That's 4 years, grinders. 4 years they've owned ZeniMax. And they haven't seen any kind of plus gain in any of their content and services with all that ZeniMax, with all that stuff. Starfield, any of that stuff. It wasn't until they acquired Activision for goddamn $70 billion, $80 billion. And they got Call of Duty and Candy Crush, did they see any pluses and putting their games on other platforms? Dude, ZeniMax did nothing for them. We've seen it when they did the year over year. With Activision, without Activision. Activision's the thing that gave them the bump. ZeniMax never gave them the bump. All those ZeniMax games, Elder Scrolls, all on Starfield, all this stuff never bumped them in financials at all. And they were games that they were going to get anyway. They were going to get Starfield. They were going to get Redfall. They were going to get all these games. They were going to get Call of Duty. They were going to get all these games. Dude, all they're doing is just slapping their name on it for $80 billion. And everybody's like, celebrate Xbox. For what? The games that made Xbox are nowhere to be found. The franchises that built this brand, your Halos, your Gears, these are not the games that are making people flood to the platform anymore. Doom is not an Xbox name. Call of Duty is not an Xbox name. And Microsoft is not even doing marketing and movements to make it a name because they wanted to sell. Because Game Pass is not making money for them. The fact that they're in the position that they're doing with this video saying putting their games everywhere is a testament that gaming can't function in Game Pass solely. They purchase so much stuff that Game Pass can't sustain their spending. And then they had to do the only thing they can do is just put their games everywhere. We need to sell them to either keep Game Pass model afloat. And that's where they are.
Considering they spent $8.1 billion on ZeniMax, you might think Microsoft would get them to make games exclusive for the Xbox. But Xbox can't get exclusive rights to other major franchises that would drive gamers back to their console either. PlayStation, for example, has huge games like God of War, The Last of Us.
They did it with Starfield, but again, that didn't work either. So we could,
Microsoft shareholder openly questioned what was happening with Xbox. CEO Satya Nadella responded that the focus is on PC gaming and that cloud technology should carry the video game business to everyone.
Hit
Chief
that like
Financial
button,
Officer of Microsoft, Amy Hood, only talked about Game Pass subscriptions and microtransactions. All of this reflects a gradual shift in Xbox's strategy under Microsoft, particularly under Phil Spencer's leadership, away from traditional console gaming. They seem obsessed with transitioning toward building multimedia ecosystems rather than just a good old console. Which brings us back to you, sitting in your living room, wondering if you shouldn't just go back to the last Xbox console you had.
Oh, man. But if it's funny is that Amy in the Hood, Satya, Phil, this whole power of the reason why they did all this stuff was for Game Pass. They did all this for Game Pass. They purchased all these companies for Game Pass. And like I said in the last show a couple of weeks ago, for Phil to come out and just be like, yeah, it's not for everybody. Dude, you wanted this to be for everybody. This was the future. Game Pass, Netflix of gaming. This was supposed to be the model that Sony was so far behind, can't follow. Nobody is ready for what Microsoft is going to do with this subscription model. And what happened? Microsoft came crawling back, petty as ever, and said, we have to break the walls down. Chris Jericho style. And we just need to put our games everywhere in order to be relevant. We bought too much and it wasn't enough. And there you go. And now they're collecting the revenue and services of all these games that were already everywhere. Call of Duties, Minecrafts, everything. All these games, Candy Crushes. And now they're just getting the money back that they spent to try to break even. This is where they are now. And to try to accelerate getting that money back, they have decided to spend cost and development for Frosted Glass and having their studios spend time in making PlayStation games as an Xbox-owned studio. Wow. Hit that like button. That is craziness. That is craziness. There's no nexus that Microsoft acquired to say, you know what, make PlayStation versions of the game. No, it's Playground. We celebrate making Forza for PlayStation. It's Machine Games going, thanks. It's your Xbox studios taking their time out, most of the time, to make a PlayStation game. Sea of Thieves, build the Frosted Glass, take our studio and have them work on PlayStation, using their resources to make PlayStation games. And you celebrated acquisitions. And this is what they did. Wildness.
Remember souring on it, but it can't be as bad as all this. So you go down to the basement and rummage through boxes to find your old beloved Xbox One. After dusting it off, you take it up the stairs and plug it in. It boots up, and you immediately remember all the reasons you hated it. In fact, it's what made you promise to never buy an Xbox again. What were you thinking bringing the Series S into your home? The biggest misstep Xbox has made in the last 15 years may just be the consoles they released, because users hated them. After the massive success of the Xbox 360 in the late 2000s, Microsoft got much more involved with the day-to-day running of the company. As so often happens when business executives with no real connection to the product or its customers take over, the results turned out great. Just kidding, the results actually turned into the Kinect in the Xbox One. The Xbox Kinect came out in November 2010, and it erased some of the goodwill the company had built up with its customer base. The Kinect was meant to compete with the popular, at the time, Nintendo Wii.
Oh, man. We know this story.
To buy the Xbox One bundled with the Kinect sensor.
Oh, we know this story.
Gamers' frustrations
and how to share your games,
shot wondering if maybe the problem is specific to the console you bought. Perhaps the Xbox Series X would have been a better choice. It costs $200 more, but it has 1 terabyte of memory as opposed to the Series S's 512 gigabytes. There's 3 times the processing power and 4K resolution as opposed to the Series S's 1440p.
On the S.
You can actually play physical game discs on the Series X as opposed to the disc-free gaming of the Series S. Well, maybe the Series X is the solution. You look it up and then you realize that Xbox releasing 2 consoles like this side by side has also been a problem. And it's all because of something called the parity clause, which brings us back to Phil Spencer and his questionable decisions. He fervently backs a controversial policy for Xbox's new releases called the parity clause. This states that if developers want to release games for the Series X, they have to make sure their games run the same way and with the same features on the cheaper Series S. This was a big reason for the disastrous Baldur's Gate 3 delay, as the company was having a lot of problems getting their games to work on the less powerful Series S. Some games, like Black Myth Wukong, have skipped releasing to Xbox entirely because of it. Developers hate it, customers hate it, but Phil Spencer, for some reason, he still proudly stands by it. Major developers like Capcom stopped releasing their titles to Xbox, including their classic Fighting Collection games, for years because of technical issues. Basically, Capcom's MT framework engine
what the
couldn't...
hell? Xbox is just difficult. It's just making it so difficult to deal with. The guy writes, sounds like my ex-wife. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Yo, they were roasting the shit out of them.
Port into Xbox's system. While recently these relationships seem to be improving, Capcom reached a deal with Xbox in late 2024 to finally release their Fighting Collection to the console. It seems to be a case of too little too late right now, particularly because of the worst issue affecting Xbox, the fact that Microsoft cannot read the room when it comes to gaming at all. As you sit in your living room, you decide to check out if Microsoft has any gacha games. You love the ones you played so far, especially Genshin Impact. Named after a kind of toy vending machine in Japan, the gachapon, gacha games have players earn a currency in-game that they can then spend pulling or spinning on a mechanism to win virtual items. Players also have the option to spend their own funds to get more in-game.
Oh, shit.
Badly, except for the since it could have been the first to carry them all. Shanghai of widely popular in Japan and East Asia, and their popularity is now spreading all over the world. So you check to see which gacha games the new Xbox has, and you come up with nothing. How's that possible? How did Microsoft fail to take advantage of one of the fastest growing and most lucrative gaming markets in the world today? Well, it turns out you can't even imagine how badly Microsoft fell on its face when it came to gacha games, since it could have been the first to carry them all. Shanghai-based MiHoYo approached Microsoft in 2020 with a pitch, a game called Genshin Impact, a free-to-play RPG that included plenty of in-app purchase options. Thanks mostly to this game idea, in 2022, MiHoYo would end up with better profit margins than both EA and Activision, legacy gaming companies, and absolute giants in the industry. As of August 2023, Genshin Impact alone has 66 million players. And back in 2020, Microsoft heard the pitch and passed. They skipped on what would become one of the fastest growing games in existence. And Microsoft actually had first pick at this future hit.
Sounds familiar, right? Why is this the motif of everything? It's like Microsoft had... Yo, we went back and Microsoft had first dibs on Grand Theft Auto 3. And they're like, nah, we don't want that. Microsoft had first Spider-Man. They were going to come and do Spider-Man. Like, nah, we don't want that. Genshin Impact. Nah, we don't want that. We'll just stick with Jackie Jones. Oh, shit. This is why? How does this stupid ass company continue to just mess up and can't see the writing on the wall? And what's crazy is that they talk about the future more than anybody else. They talk about, Netflix on the gaming. Oh, we're going to do 2 billion gamers we're touching, 200 million billion gamers we're touching everybody. They talk about the future, but when the opportunity comes right to their door to set them up for the future, they just go, nah, we're okay. Yo, man, I'm telling you. That's why I said, this whole thing, putting their games all away, this is such a Band-Aid on a gushing wound. It is destroying their brand. They're canceling Game Fest as a proof to show that there is no goddamn brand to celebrate. And they are destroying everything they built up in 20 years. And get ready for June when they announce when the big guns are coming. Gears to PlayStation, that will be the end of days. You want Emergence Day? That's not going to be Emergence Day. It's going to be put your head in a hole as an Xbox fan day. Face down, ass up, ET style. That's what you're going to be when now they take your games, the games that define the brand, and turn that into that shit. It's not going to be pretty, man. But they constantly do this. They turn it down.
Decided to throw in the garbage. Not to mention all the subsequent MiHoYo games that they also didn't feel like acquiring. Cut to a few years later, and Genshin Impact, along with similar games like Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero, are available on almost every platform.
And see, what was the other game that I played last year that was friggin' incredible? That never made it to Xbox either. The blue, what is it? Shit, the hell is the name of it? The blue. What was the game that came out last year? That came out. Another gotcha game. What was the other game? It was the what the hell was it? Grinders? Which one? Yo, this person, who the hell's doing? We need a chill pill. Already getting chilled. It's Grand Blue Fantasy. Thank you very much. There you go. Grand Blue Fantasy. Yes. Grand Blue. That was another game. That was a gotcha game.
Platform, except Xbox. When it was originally released, users could play Genshin on PCs, iPhones, Android, and PlayStation, but not on the Xbox. The game was finally released on Xbox in November 2024, but that was more than 4 years after its release on other platforms.
I took care of
By
it.
that time, Xbox could hardly be
wild
considered
in the
ahead
chat.
of the curve, and anyone who really loved gacha games had
You guys
probably
are
already
mods. Take
downloaded
care of
them
them.
all on
If
another
somebody's
system
derailing
already. So,
derailing the
is there
gaming
any
grindhouse,
bright news in Xbox?
give him a cooldown.
Future. Well, one silver lining is the Gamepass feature, which has done incredibly well.
Keep it on
As of
topic.
February 2024, the service had 34 million subscribers, proving that it is really popular among Xbox customers. For $10 to $20 per month, Xbox Game Pass subscribers gain access to hundreds of games. Most users opt for the $15 or $20 tier, as the cheapest plan offering only 25 games is far less appealing. With Game Pass, players can enjoy titles that would normally cost $70 each, making it an incredibly cost-effective way to play. While the Game Pass has proven to be a successful model for customers, it's been more of a mixed bag for developers. Some think that putting their games on the Game Pass model devalues their work, as they end up offering the final product for such a low price. Not to mention, it decreases the actual sales of their games.
Remember what Sarah Bond said. Remember, Grinders. We heard you. Right? What did lovely Sarah Bond say? What did she say in the Gaming Grindhouse? What did she say? We have the clip here. What did she say about Game Pass? Is it cooking? Is it not? Is it cooking? Is it not? What did she say? She said, some say. Wait, where's my shorts? Where is it? There you go. Yes, Sarah Bond for an option. There it is. Uh-oh.
They're behaving more like subscribers than buyers.
Holy shit on me!
In years, and specifically in 3 years.
There you go. They're behaving more like subscribers than buyers. There's Sarah Bond. There she is. There she is. Now let's go to the tapes. But what's crazy, there you go.
Microsoft admitted. As the UK Competition and Markets Authority says, Microsoft also submitted that its internal analysis shows a redacted % decline in base game sales 12 months following their addition on Game Pass.
So, there you go, Grinders. Is Game Pass cooking, or is it still raw? Is it?
It's not even pink, this raw. And Coop has delivered undercooked salmon.
Goddamn and Coop. And Coop. Let's see. I want to see some of this video. This video, 360,000 views 4 days ago. Thousands of comments. Oof. And this this channel has a 15 million subscribers. Holy shit. This is the social media that you don't want to get there. But this is the thing. Is Game Pass cooking? Is it not is it raw? Listen. Microsoft themselves said that their internal analysis shows a percentage decline in base game sales 12 months following their addition on Game Pass for a year. Hence, doesn't this fit into the whole point of why they would announce Janky Jones coming to PlayStation before even released on Xbox? Because they know that Indiana Jones, and I showed the numbers. Its decline of sales is going to be free. It's not going to sell after it releases in Game Pass. Like I said before, and I've said this so many times before, when you launch everywhere day one and you are ready at a subscription, there's no waterfall approach. There is no, we're going to pay $6.70, then we'll put it on sale for $50 and get a boost. Then we'll sell it for $40, get a boost. Then we'll sell it for half price during the holidays and get a boost. And then after that, we'll put it in our subscription and maybe get some people a new play account in there, and maybe some people will turn and buy it. And then after that, we'll put it on another system and put it on PC later and make it sell again with a new price point starting at $60. And then we'll put it on sale on PC for $50. Then we'll put it on sale for $40. The waterfall, after each one, you're getting more and sales and opening it up to new people. You can't do that when you're already putting it at bottom of the barrel, dollar bill fill, $10, $11 a month, $20 a month subscriptions. There's no, you basically destroy the waterfall. There is no tiered method. Movie industry saw the same thing. If you put the movie everywhere, in theaters and on Netflix on day one on the subscription services, guess what happens? There's only one way for that movie to go, and that's straight down. You'll get a big influx of people watching it on day one, but that's going to be a goddamn drop because there's nowhere to go. You can't do what Wicked did and sell millions upon millions of movie tickets in the movie theater. Then we're going to wait and do the pre-orders of the TV, of the show on digital only for $25. And then when we're done with that, then we'll put it on Peacock. Put it on the cock. Pause.
Where that box is in the name of
Then we put it on the cock around November. And we get everybody all ramped up, ready to go for the sequel that we're going to put. That's what you do. You hit people at different price points. And your subscription's your last one. That's your saturation. But when you put it on everything, everywhere, at the lowest price possible, you'll get that big bump, and you'll say, hey, 3 million people tried our game. Good job. What does that amount to in sales? Gots. Because guess what? You're putting your games on other platforms to sell. And now Game Pass is an option. So is it cooking? Listen, throughout the years of Game Pass, Microsoft got some good gets. MLB The Show, which got taken away. That's what happens with subscriptions. Got taken away. You got it for a few more years. Now we take it away. You don't get it anymore. That's what happens when you have somebody telling you what to play and when to play, because that's how you choose to get your games. And you may want that. That's fine. You may want somebody to say, you get it this year, you don't get it this year. But remember, if you got to go out and buy the games because the games that they're giving you are not the games that you want, now you're paying $20 for day one games that you may not be interested in. And the games you really want are not in the service. So now you're paying $20 a month, over $240 a year, and have to pay for $70, $60 games. And then your online subscription is tied into that to play online. You want to lose all those games? Well, then go back to $60 a year. And there you go. Don Johnson, MLB left Game Pass, and the sales jumped up 28%. They hooked them. They wheeled them in and hooked them. Game Pass should have been always a supplemental service, a way of trying out games that you may have not tried out before. And if Microsoft wanted to put smaller games there day one and things like that, that's fine. But when they put their whole boatload of their first party and then started buying third-party studios and publishers to put those games that they were going to get anyway in the service, they went all in. This wasn't a supplemental service. This was their future. That's why people say today, oh, it's a supplemental. Phil says a supplemental. Dude, they banked everything on this Game Pass service. They banked it all on this. And it failed. And they can't sustain losing money in games that people are not buying because it cannibalizes their sales. The whole point of them putting Forza Horizon 5, having Playground Games stop what they're doing, working with somebody else and putting that game on PlayStation is an admittance that Game Pass is not keeping their business afloat. And even they bought ZeniMax and made Starfield exclusive, made Redfall exclusive. They tried to bring exclusive games to Game Pass from big publishers, and that still didn't move the needle. And probably hurt sales even more because after Starfield, they realized, like, oops, we got to put Call of Duty on PlayStation. We can't do this exclusivity anymore. Janky Jones, guess what? You were exclusive per the documents. But now we're done with you, Janky Jones. You're going to PlayStation. Because remember, Janky was exclusive. They turned it into a multiplat because Starfield did not move the needle. Even Call of Duty in Game Pass.
Black Ops 6, day one Game Pass.
Black Ops 6,
sweet,
dude.
right? Like,
some people said I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, most people in this room have probably been used to spending 60, 70 bucks on it every year. Now, if they're already subscribing to Game Pass,
and
good to go.
But it's a choice.
It's a choice for a fool, Phil. People that are spending $70 on the game could now get it for $11. Like, what choice is it? It's a false choice. Like I said before in my example, you got a full burger meal for $7, fries, burger, and soda for $7, and then you could just get the burger for $15. But it's a choice. No choice. $7, I get it all. What choice? Shaggy, get over there, Shaggy. You should ask them. What choice, Phil?
Hey, Shaggy, grab a bucket and some Lysol. Scrub off my tires. There's fucking dog shit all over by the entrance.
I'm supposed to be picking up scrap.
You'll be picking up your teeth in another second.
Like zoinks.
But through the years, they did get game. Like I said, MLB The Show, even Outriders. And I'm saying right now, Expedition 33 is a huge get for them. Game Pass was never like it had some good gets. Were they sustained good gets? Not in a while. I would say content-wise, the end of last year going into this year, they have been pretty damn steady. So I would say in the last 6 months to 8 months, Game Pass has been cooking with content. But I'm going to tell you now, it's too late. The damage has been done. They went years with no content. They went years with we're sorries and poor things. They have made their bed and people have made their choice. And the thing is, too, is that even now, when they have a cadence of games that are coming out, we're seeing they are not really head turners. Their games, the games that are day one, Avowed, South of Midnight, they're games, but they're not, oh my God, stop everything. Now, I admit, I'm saying right now, Expedition 33 in Game Pass, listen, it didn't need Game Pass. That game doesn't need that game doesn't need Game Pass. And I saw that they already celebrate. Hold on, let me double check something here. Did they already let me see something here. I think they're already because here's one thing right here. For Expedition being in Game Pass, we go to the most recent, most played games on Xbox, and it's somebody put this video picture up here. It's not here. South of Midnight's there, NHL, Destiny. For all the for the exposure, I don't see it on here. So somebody wrote here, Broken Messiah says, no way Xbox community has been glazing. Must be a grinder. Expedition 33 is hard, and it's not even in the top 50 most played games. And this is on April 29th, yesterday. So it's not there. Plus, they said that, where was it? I think in other bookmarks, there was something where they said, didn't they say about how well it's doing? There you go. UK sales charts, Expedition 33 debuts at second place. Almost all sales for PS5 version. A strong start. UK physical release sales last week are here. More good news. The RPG as debut number 2. Only trumped by Hogwarts Legacy. Man, that friggin' game, dude. That friggin' game. Still selling. For 96% of copies sold with PS5. Perhaps not as shocking a statistic when you remember the game launched on Gamepass on Xbox, but in the realm of physical sales, it's quite the gulf. Anyway, it's a great start. So a physical version, nobody's they're not buying it on Xbox at all. No physical versions. And what's crazy is that apparently the PlayStation, the disc drive is optional. So interesting words there. The remainder of the top 10 is what you expect. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which rocketed back up to second place thanks to the PlayStation 5 launch, is now at 9th. While Astrobot drops from 3rd to 8th. No, there you go. Like they said that they thought Indiana Jones was going to have legs on PlayStation. No, it's an initial purchase, and that's, look. It went to second, and now it's at 9th. Astrobot was a third and went to 8th. Astrobot came out last year. The Janky Jones just came out for PlayStation, and it already dropped almost out of the top 10. So, like I said, there is, and this is a physical sales on the thing where the disc drive is optional. Astrobot got those legs, man. Astrobot, and they keep putting content for it too. So I think, like, you know, the thing is about Game Pass is I feel that, you know, it's been a double-edged sword. I think Microsoft banked so much in it. And sorry to say, grinders, but guess what? They may get the exposure.
It's not even pink. This is raw. And Coop has
goddamn and Coop, guy. Janky Jones came out. That's right, Leech. Matt Piscatello says U.S. spending on video game subscriptions has been basically flat following 2021 growth, only boosted 12% thanks to Call of Duty going to Game Pass.
Black Ops 6 day one Game Pass.
Black Ops 6,
sweet,
dude.
right? Like,
Some people said I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, most people in this room have probably been used to spending 60, 70 bucks on it every year. Now, if they're already subscribing to Game Pass,
and
good to go.
But it's a choice. Like
Xbox, no. Phil does.
Well, subscriptions are certainly not the future of gaming, although they can continue to be part of it. Sounds familiar, right? All of a sudden, Game Pass is not for everybody, Phil says. After they spent $80 billion in Game Pass to bring games that were going everywhere, Call of Duty was always going to be giving. They spent $80 billion for a 12% growth over 5 years. Year over year, like, yo. And you look at the numbers now, like the numbers they released. What is it, 4%? 5%? What did they say today? What did they say? Yeah. Shout out to Zuby, member of the Gaming Grindhouse. Xbox content and services, 8%. Xbox hardware down 6%. Gaming revenue up 5%. And Satya with his face. Where is he? Satya smiling. Says, quote, We ended the quarter as the top publisher by pre-orders and pre-installs on both Xbox and PlayStation stores. Yo. We are living the what if, grinders. On a financial call about Microsoft and Xbox gaming. Stutter and Satya Nadella, no stutter, talked about pre-orders and pre-installs on a PlayStation store. PlayStation is part of their financials. What if, grinders? Remember when we do the what ifs? What if we are really in the Twilight Zone with Xbox? We are really in the what ifs. Goddamn! On a financial call, the one more thing was PlayStation Store pre-orders and pre-installs. My goodness gracious, what have we done here? What is going on here? If that is not, if that isn't the future, like that is the future.
Time, space, reality. It's more than a linear path. It's a prism of endless possibility, where a single choice can branch out into infinite realities, creating alternate worlds from the ones you know. I am the grinder. I am your guide through these vast new realities. Follow me and ponder the question, what if?
I am still dying. Satya, please let us compete. We are like four thorns. Let us compete. Let us compete. Please, we are horror. Microsoft. Let us compete.
You want us to compete? You want us to compete? Let us compete. Woohoo! Who? That's the what if, man. We are really in the Twilight Zone here, the Satya Twilight Zone. The what if. Dude doesn't even mention Game Pass subscribing numbers, but he talk. Yo, you know when they do the meme like, "Hey, we got evil John Cena, heel John Cena before GTA 6." Dude, we have success of their sales on PlayStation stores before we got Game Pass subscriber numbers. Holy shit!
The buried treasure is gemstones of juicy glazed blackberries, raspberries.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit,
no. Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate.
Yo.
Activate. Activate.
Before we got new Game Pass subscribing numbers, we got, our pre-orders and pre-installs are banging on PlayStation stores. Oh, shit. What if, grinders? What if? What if?
Time, space, reality.
Yo, before we got new Game Pass subscribing numbers, we got goddamn PlayStation Store sales. Holy shit. Yo, Satya bugging. He bugging. Yo, PlayStation's like, he thought he had a Nintendo. He's like, Phil, how's our PlayStation doing, Phil? We got PlayStation now, Phil. I used to call it a Nintendo. You're right, it wasn't a Nintendo. It was a PlayStation. Phil, how's the PlayStation? Yo, you can't wipe the smile off this man's face. Look at him. He saw greatness with PlayStation and sales. He goes, oh shit, they do buy games. He goes, if you put the games there, they will buy them. Oh, look at the fucking smile on. Look at him. Look at him. Look at Satya. You can't even get. Look at the fucking guy. Look at this. When he heard PlayStation, he walking around permanently like this. Look at this. They showed him greatness, and he's like, holy shit. He goes, there is some. Gaming is important. We can make money of gaming. Phil. All I saw was negative numbers and negative 6% and 25%. Amy in the hood was telling us how the hardware sucks. But if we just put our games on greatness, I could walk around with this smile all over the place. Satya, you shit your pants. Look, he's still smiling. You got a guy named Booty.
Oh, this coffee smells like shit. It is shit.
Oh, man, you got Booty working for you, and you still walk around with a smile. All along, he's like, Phil, you were selling me bullshit, and meanwhile, we're gonna go put it on PlayStation.
We're doing it for a shitload of money.
There, look at the smile. Look at he took the blue chew. Don Johnson, he took the blue chew. It's not like button grinders. Satya smiling from ear to ear. Dude, permanently. They showed him PlayStation sales store. He goes, holy shit. Like, Satya, why are you smiling? He's walking around the goddamn like the Smile movie. Fucking Satya, he running around like the Smile movie. It's like Satya, what? It's like Satya, yo, Satya, what? Why are you walking around like this? It's like Satya, holy shit! He's like PlayStation glaze. Satya got that fucking PlayStation glaze going on. Satya like, yo, he goes PlayStation store, the PlayStation store. He got a PlayStation glaze cooking him. Oh man, Satya like this. Satya's like this when he saw those PlayStation numbers. He goes, they're buying Janky Jones. He goes, holy shit, they're buying Janky Jones.
Juicy, juicy, juicy. Glad, glad, glad. Glazed, glazed. Double glazed blackberries on top of Janky Jones pancakes. Shake my head, Xbox marking it.
The buried treasure is gemstones, juicy glazed blackberries red.
Hit that like button, grinders! The Grindhouse is back!
Juicy, 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 glad, glad, glad. Glazed, glazed, double glazed blackberries on top of Janky Jones pancakes. Shake my head, Xbox marketing.
PlayStation sales! They buy games! What are we doing here, Satya? You saw that PlayStation?
The buried treasure is gemstones, juicy glazed blackberries red.
Juicy, 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 glad, glad, glad. Glazed, glazed, double glazed blackberries on top of Janky Jones pancakes. Shake my head, Xbox marketing.
I can go directly to blackness.
Juicy, 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 glad, glad, glazed, glazed, double glazed blackberries.
How much did he sell over there?
Pancakes. Shake my head, Xbox marketing.
Damn. Oh, whew. That was a wild time, Grind. I'm glad to be back. Fucking yo. This is a quote from the chairman on the financial call. He's gonna know that. Wait, after June, he's gonna add Switch. He's gonna finally be able to call his platform a Nintendo. He's like, I told you all along, it's a Nintendo. I told you. Craziness. What is the year end of the 25 years of Xbox? What is the year anniversary gonna be? We put an Xbox theme for the PlayStation. The phone needs to be the PlayStation glaze emote. Oh shit! All right, we got the phone. That's the PlayStation glaze. That's right, Ryan. He's gonna be like, yo, the Switch selling great. Oh, on Nintendo's doing great. It's like, Satya, it's an Xbox. He's like, no, it is a Nintendo and a PlayStation. Everybody doing good. Keep up with the Joneses. There you go. Keep up with the Joneses. So while Game Pass lives as a vestigial organ, listen, you can't come back from this. That console, an Xbox console, custom hardware. The GLAZE station. That's right, Ryan. The GLAZE station. There we go. I'm going to get that next emoji. We got to get that emoji going. Let's get members in here. Let's go get that members. We're going to get that next emoji. I want GLAZE station, William Dafoe. We need the William Dafoe GLAZE station. I'm going to make the meme. Right now, we'll make a meme. And we're going to put him in. But custom hardware. Custom vapor chambers at the ass. Hovis methods. The architect, the Phil Ness on a stick. The direct bottlenecks and all the other horse shit they talk about. The custom Xbox hardware, it's finite. It's done. There is no world where this man GLAZE and this thing, the PlayStation GLAZE, hyping up PlayStation Store sales of their games. There is no world where there's some custom hardware coming from Microsoft. This is going to be off the shelf. Their future is PC. That's it. It is a PC with an Xbox sticker because it has the Xbox app on it. That is their future. A custom hardware as a console that's produced in masses, that has some reduced bottlenecks, that's solely for gaming. There's no way, there's no purpose for that. It's a redundancy. And if the future is what I think it's going to be PC, it's going to be PlayStation, and it's going to be Switch. And we're going to be PC, Nintendo, and PlayStation. And you want to know what? All three of them could coexist. And some could dab and dibble and dabble with others, but all three of them could exist together. The redundancy is the Xbox. It was a vestigial organ. PlayStation and Xbox were similar. They were too similar. The games were what defined them. And Microsoft didn't bring the games. And they lost their house. And everybody jumped ship. Then they started buying publishers and stuff and trying to bring games to it. And now those games have to be everywhere. So there's no purpose for that Xbox. And if all their games are going to go on a same device, like Phil says, I always believe there should be hardware under the TV. Yeah, it's right here. There's your hardware that's under the TV. Or a Fire Stick. Or an LG. And the sad part is, Grinders, is that this thing right here, this Xbox, the people, and this is where I feel for the people that are real Xbox fans, like I was. The people that lined up at FanFest, the people that celebrate Xbox, the people on Twitter, the people all over the place that like the brand of Xbox and what it meant, and Xbox Live and Halo nights and Gears LAN parties and playing these games that Xbox gave an identity to, even the old ones like Cameo and what they used to do and what they used to bring. That legacy of nostalgia of what Xbox was. The people that line up at FanFest, the people that chant Phil's name, the people that want the brand to be what it was, those people are not LG fans. They're not mobile fans. They're not people that play on Gamepass fans, PC Pass. They're not Samsung fans. They are Xbox console fans. And you made everything but that at Xbox. The thing that was the bedrock of what the Xbox was, the games, the identity, everything that this thing was, you diluted it and gave it to everybody. and worried more about little Timmy and little Johnny maybe checking out a game on their LG or their Fire Stick and didn't care about numero uno, the thing right over his shoulder. And all those people either stuck with it and are fighting for their lives right now, or jumped over here or on PC. And now you got to bring your games to them. But 20 plus years, you spent tons of money, tons of partnerships to bring identity to this platform, to make it not a PC. You could have started, DirectX was PC, but you were worried about Sony in the living room. So you made this. You spent years saying this is not a PC. This is its own thing. This is not Microsoft. This is Xbox. And you spent years of marketing and deals and all this stuff to make that a point that you weren't just big bad Microsoft making a PC. You were making an Xbox. And to do what you have done and turn this brand into what it is now, there's no going back to that. Because you are putting your games all on this. And they're not doing the same to you. They're actually taking stuff away. MLB The Show, yeah, we'll take that back. That's not going in your service anymore. We made a good one this year. Switch is going to cruise on its games. Mario Kart, look what they're doing with exclusivity. Do you see anybody, Grinders, know what I didn't see with the Switch 2 announcement? Did you see anything with exclusives don't matter? Exclusives are evil? Did you see any of that stuff, Grinders? I didn't see it on my vacation. I didn't see, oh, why can Mario Kart be for the world? Why isn't Mario Kart everywhere? Why can't Donkey Kong be on everything? Did you see any of that horse shit? I didn't. I didn't see not one little iota word about exclusives, and exclusives don't matter. Exclusives are anti-consumer. No, I saw all the same dopey sons of bitches going around going, well, that's why I got to get a Switch, because they got the games. Oh, really? Oh, but when PlayStation has an exclusive game like a Dexter, why is not every Helldivers 2? Phil Spencer, why can't I play that game on my Xbox? Because you can't, bitch. But when Switch came out, nobody crying about Metro. Oh, Metroid on PC, please. Why can't I play Metroid on an Xbox? Anti-consumer Nintendo. Nah, none of that shit. Even that other thing. That From Software game, Don John. What happened? It's Nintendo's money hatting a Bloodborne 2. Nintendo money hatting. What happened to money hatting? Nintendo making a From Software game exclusive. Nintendo money hatting. No, I didn't see that either. I said, oh, that means I got to get a Switch. That's what I saw. That's all I saw. Oh, shit, exclusive game. Got to get a Switch. Really? Oh, so we don't do that shit. Oh, okay. I didn't see the one word exclusives don't matter. Well, exclusives don't matter anymore. It's a multiplats. Oh, I didn't see that shit going on either. That's right. Because they do matter. They always have. And one has them, and one does not. And the one does not has their executive PlayStation glazed because he is so happy that his games are selling and they're getting their money back for all the bullshit that Phil Spencer made them spend to get games that they were going to get anyway in their shit-ass service that ain't growing anywhere on Xbox. And what's hilarious is that they said in their announcement financials, 46% growth on year over year on PC Game Pass. Why not? because you basically priced them out of the console. It's $20 a month versus $11. It's almost half price on PC to play the same games without paying for online, Phil. Tell me again, it's a choice.
Black Ops 6 Day 1 Game Pass.
It's a choice. You could play Black Ops 6 Day 1 on PC for $11 a month. It comes 3 months with your PC. You don't get shit when you buy an Xbox. They don't give you 3 months when you get an Xbox. They give you 14 days, maybe a month, if you buy an Xbox of Game Pass Ultimate. PC Game Pass, they give you 3 months when you buy any computer device. I know. That's what I do. 3 months. It's half the price of the console. You could play Call of Duty for $11 a month on PC Game Pass. Deal with that shit-ass app. And play online for $11. Tell me again, it's a choice. Oh, no wonder you saw growth. You priced everybody out. You increased the price. That's right, Zero. It's only bad when PlayStation does it. Money hatting. Phantom Blade Zero. Money hat. Stellar Blade. Money hat. But From Software game exclusive on Switch 2, there's no money hatting there. Nobody yelling about that. I'm like, oh, I guess I gotta get a Switch now. Really. Very interesting. Let's shut this poll down. So what did everybody choose? Let's see. We're ending that poll here. We got a lot of votes on this one. I'll let it go. 143 votes. What PlayStation theme you on? Wow. Dude, it is a tie. So the PlayStation update. Yo, shout out. That's what I meant to get. Iconic Games with the 5 VIP. Shout out to you, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, man. Ow. Drink time. You got Anonymous, Nassim, Sandos, Don John Sean. I see you. Thank you so much, Iconic Games. Appreciate it, man. Let's get that emojis. Yo, that is crazy. So I asked earlier, what PlayStation theme did you get? Putting your PlayStation 5 on, because now with the new update, and it is a deadlock tie between the PS1 and the PS2. 32%. I have 143 votes. 32% tied PS1, PS2. 23 of the PS3. 10% PS4. You know which one I picked? PS2. That's the one I'm using. The PlayStation 1 I want to use, but I just can't. The clicks between all the options, I'm not a fan of those ones. So that's why I didn't put the PlayStation 1 in there. The PlayStation 2 one, it sounds a little bit better. So I'm doing that one for now. There. Mod says Sony do the money hatting, but the bots care with the flag, the pathetic victim card. Exactly. Because like I said before, in my future, these two right here on Satya's shoulders, that's a redundancy. The only differentiating factor were the games. And Microsoft has now lost that. So there's no need for an Xbox console custom hardware anymore. And Microsoft may wiggle one out, but it's going to be costly to them. Their hardware is done. That is nice. What's up, Kratos? How you doing, man? Their hardware is done, dude. It's minus 5%. I appreciate it, Ryan, for the super chat goal. We're going to get there, man. We got 4. We're on our way. So, you know, we'll see. But I can tell you right now, Game Pass was always an option. It was always... Shout out to Zuby Tech there. It was always an option. And it should have been that. But they bet the horse and the cat on it. Everything. There. And then here's their financials, just to kind of go back into the Game Pass thing here. What's up, Cyber Dragon? Member for 40 months. Holy shit. Evening chat, mods, grinders, and me, the Jez. How are those MLB show sales on Xbox? We know they didn't buy it. Exactly. That's right, Cyber Dragon. We just said sales popped up 28% because now it's not in Game Pass anymore. Yeah, who's this for, that Mondo? That's right. 5%. Oh, shit. Look at this. Look at this. Xbox devices. Yo, no, let's see what Xbox here. Where is it? Gaming revenue grew 5%. Content and services grew 8%. Driven by Game Pass, Call of Duty, and Minecraft. Call of Duty is carrying the whole goddamn thing. They knew they spent $80 billion, and Xbox hardware revenue declined. So, Grinders, let me ask you a question. Your content and services grew by 8. Your gaming revenue grew by 5, but your hardware went down by 6. Does that mean that Game Pass is driving console sales? Nope. Does that mean their games are driving console sales? Nope. You would think, hey, we sold a lot of games. We are up in our games. So the devices that play those games should also be up, right? Especially the devices that are built to play those games the best, such as the Series X, and the most convenient and lowest cost to play those games in Booster. You have the cheapest console to play those games at the lowest fidelity on a TV and the highest fidelity on a TV. 2 dedicated gaming devices made by you that have Game Pass on it. And those other sectors grew, but you went down. Your games went up and your services went up. What does that tell you? That tells you that that Xbox console ain't doing shit. Nobody's buying games on that console, and nobody's buying the console for the games. All that growth is because you're in somebody else's yard. You're on PlayStation, you're on PC, you're on phones, you're on PC, you're somewhere else. You're seeing that growth because you are, and how did that growth happen? Because Microsoft put their shit there? No. It's because Microsoft slapped their name on stuff that was already on those devices. Your Candy Crush is on mobile phones. Yep, there you go. Content as services are up. We're getting all that Candy Crush money because we spent $80 billion. What was that? Who? Oh, yeah, we're back.
Grab your controller, it's time to compete.
Hit that like button, Grobin!
We're always last in the race, and we will always be beat. Then spend more cash, make ourselves complete. Yeah, we need $80 billion, gotta make a splash. To be relevant, we'll go all out, no holding back. Led by Philness and Booty, we'll bring the games everywhere. No more sucking, it's time to show we can. Let's start by bringing Penament. Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi, Russian grounded games over to PlayStation and Switch. And we will say that exclusives don't matter anymore. And then wait when we get Starfield ready for the pitch. Big Booty Bobby and Lulu walked out with the bag, and now we're left with all these IPs. What the hell are we supposed to do?
Like zoinks.
Exactly. Get those lighters out, man. And that's why I say the future. Yes, I did Zapmondo. Synthwriter experiences, I have a couple of them, man. They're freaking incredible. I love my Synthwriters. That update did come out, yes. It looks so good on PSVR 2, dude. Synthwriters, man. I have it on the Quest and on PSVR 2, and it's just like the HDR on the PlayStation VR 2 just is incredible in that game. But yeah, PSVR 2 and Synthwriters, and you're set. I just got the side B of the 80 songs. The side B 80 songs are the best. Yo, Wake Me Up Before You Go is awesome in Synthwriters. Anyway, I love my 80s music. $80 billion, hardware still down. So, like I said before, the fans, the diehard fans, those that love Xbox for what it is and trying to get a W and trying to make something out of something. The thing that they grew up on, the thing that they want, declined on the thing.
For 6 years, I taught you how to go for the W. You could have been one of the greats. And now look at yourself. You're not even a has-been. You're a never was.
And that's it. All that money, all that stuff. And I guess they got what they wanted. Selling their stuff elsewhere because in their own house, it's not going. And it's not driving their platform at all. And they're still trying to build a platform. They opened up the third-party doors. We're in another year of transition. And we'll see where it goes. But I think their next hardwares, man, are all going to be like ROG 2s and shit like that. Like, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be Xbox app stickers with Xbox overlay user interface. That's what I think it is. Custom hardware, they could try to, but if you're losing money on the stuff you already got, maybe they just come out with a different iteration. But this is the thing. Xbox hardware is the thing that's why people like Xbox. They don't like Xbox because they play it on their Android phone. I'm going to Game Fest. I played Xbox on my LG TV this weekend. I need to go to Fan Fest and see Phil Spencer and get my ass signed by friggin' Matt Booty. And I got to hug Sarah Bond. Yo, my God, I just played Xbox game on MetaQuest. I need to go to Fan Fest. I need to, Bleed Green. I'm starting a pod. I'm gonna go start up a community. Because I played an Xbox game on my Samsung. My Fire Stick just booted up. I played an Xbox game. Sign me to Fan Fest. Phil, take a picture with me. We're growing. I'm going to be dedicated to Xbox news. No. All those people that are diehard are because of what the Xbox was. And that is the thing that it's not going to be because they made the wrong bets. This is not chess. This is not checkers. This is not even marbles. This is Phil Spencer sucking his thumb, going goo goo gaga. We made bad moves. And now we suck again. That's what he's doing right now. This is not no smart moves. This is a shit against the wall. We got nothing. Sell it on PlayStation. Get the frosted glass. That's what it is. So one thing I wanted to add, and I know I went a little around, is grinders. The thing is, hit that like button, by the way. Glad to be back. Glad to have the Grindhouse back in session. There's going to be a lot more to come. But what I wanted to say is that with PlayStation, with Switch, they're going to have their exclusive games. And we mentioned them. Ghost of Yotai, Death Stranding 2. Well, you know, I keep saying Solaris. Is it Solaris? Man, I keep getting that goddamn game. I'm going to, until it's in front of me. Naughty Dog's game. Intergalactic. And then the second party deals. China Hero projects. Games that just skip Xbox, like the Gotchas, like the Wukongs, like Baldur's Gate did. In addition to those games, Sony's going to have partnerships. And all in addition to that, they're going to have all the Xbox games. Xbox is just adding to the greatness that's already on Switch and already on PlayStation. It is eating good here and somebody bringing over the desserts. They're like, oh, you love it. Oh, man, you're eating up Ghost of Yotai. You're eating Death Stranding. Look at those graphics. Look at these games. And to be honest, too, I know people shit on remasters, but let me tell you something. When you look at those games now and play on the Pro, they're so fucking good. They stand the test of time. And yes, they may enhance them so you could see some hair follicles and see some better textures. But let me tell you something. Those games, Days Gone, Last of Us, God of War, all those games that they remastered, that they brought back and added some shit to it. Let me tell you something. They stand the test of time. It's like a good book. It's like a great movie. How many times they remastered Star Wars? How many times The Godfather's been remastered? Now in 5.1, now in 4K, now in Blu-ray. Now in 3D. God the Father. The movie rocks. Returnal getting an update. And remasters. Listen, could bitch all you want. Yes. But it's not meant to be the main course. It's meant to be a pacifier for the main course. And when you play those games do stand the test of time. Like I told you, I was playing The Last of Us 2 on the Pro. Just to go along with the TV show, and that game is, it still makes you want to stop and take a picture. To this day. I can't wait to boot up Returnal and see and how that held up. But now it's a current gen game. I'm talking about these remasters that they make. And I'm going to definitely check out Oblivion too, because that's one of my favorites. And I see that looks awesome. The combat, though, I don't think they revamped too much. Some of the stuff people said they downgraded. But it looks awesome. And I love the Oblivion. That was my favorite. But these games hold the test of time, Grinders. These games do hold up. I remember I went back and played the Uncharted ones that they updated those. Yes. The old games and stuff, but meanwhile, they were gems. But that exclusives, games built from the ground up, and then the partnerships. And it's like you eating all that, and then Oblivion is boring, Nassim says. It's boring. But then Xbox coming over going, guys, we got dessert.
The buried treasure is gemstones of juice.
Yeah, you know what? I don't got room for dessert. Put Janky Jones on his pancakes. Put him over there. Put him on the side card. I don't know if I'm going to get it to Janky Jones' pancakes, but we're making them. Okay, good. That's good. Xbox bringing dessert. That's why I mean, it is like, it's crazy. It is the everybody joke about bending the knee to Phil Spencer. Bend the knee to Xbox when the big monster corporation starts spending money. Dude, they spent all their money and they're the ones bending the knee. Not at a place of strength. Not out of a place of like, yo, this is our best-selling AAA God of War platinum seller, and now we're going to bring it to you. Not out of that, but out of like, oh shit, we need money. Because we're putting Janky on there. We're putting all the games that, you know what, Pentaments and shit like that. And all the, like, they're doing it out of, we need the money. Frosted Glass everything. Because they made bad decisions. They went to Vegas and made bad bets. And now they're coming home to house. Honey, I lost all the money in Vegas. You go back and win our money. Oh, shit. That means I got to go to PlayStation. Yeah, well, you're going to PlayStation. I want my money. Phil, you made bad bets in Vegas. But one bet that I was surprised about, and I really had no interest after the third one, but Grinders, let me tell you something. That state of play today, Borderlands 4. Let me tell you something, Grinders. They're cooking. And they said running, it was PlayStation Pro show, man. Randy Pitchford was all perked up. That's right, Granddad. Talk that shit. Thank you, man. Hit that like button. Randy Pitchford was all perked up. He had his Major Nelson shirt on. But let me tell you something. Borderlands 3, I was at PAX East when they revealed it. And my cousin and stuff is hyped as shit as Borderlands 3. We played a lot of Borderlands 3, but it just didn't hit. It didn't hit. But listen. Look at this. I like what they showed today. It looked good. And when they showed the gameplay, the straight up gameplay here, it looks, it's running. Let's see. Did they have it? Yeah, it's running at 4K. Get cooking over there. Oops, wrong one.
Bees who attack in flocks.
Listen, this, it looks good. It looks sharp. And things that I liked about it here.
One of several new activities in Borderlands 4. You'll naturally discover short gameplay experiences
Vaults
like this all
they got in here.
There's no need to pick up a mission first. These are auto-granted and tracked on your HUD.
Yeah.
Silos house
A lot of the flow of how the missions go, it's more of emergent. There's events. They pulled stuff from Destiny. They pulled stuff from Halo. And they revamped the traversal. Like now you got gliding, you got a hook shot. You could do basically what Halo wanted to do, except it does it so much smoother in here. I really like Borderlands 2. I like Borderlands. I like the loot aspect. I like getting these crazy guns. The problem I always had with Borderlands was when I missed out playing with my friends and they went ahead and leveled up to like 20 and 25 and I was back at 15. And then, and vehicles, exactly as that, Mondo. And then on top of that, then I would not scale with them and like I would be behind. In this one, they made it where each person could tailor their own difficulty, so you can make it harder if you're leveled up. You can make it easier if you're leveled down. Also, your loot is your loot. You're not getting their loot is dropping. Everybody's fighting for it, or there's somebody will pick it up and then drop it there, or something like that. Also, now you could just spawn vehicles that you have customized, and they also have guns on them, so you're ready to roll. You don't have to go find the vehicle, blow up, and now you're walking like other ones. Yo, what's up, Frogs? How you doing, man? Frog, you could jump in if you wanted to jump into the Discord and give your thoughts on the thing. You're free to jump in, man. I know it's been a minute since I talked to Frogs, but I really think it looks really sharp, and I like what they're doing. Another cool part that they're doing is that the guns are from different manufacturers, as you know, if you play Borderlands, and different manufacturers have different things. Like some are like more mechanical, ones are more energized, ones have more explosives. Yes, they did, Nassim. One of the other things here is that now each of the guns could have different parts to it that are from the manufacturers. So basically, you could have you could have electric rounds, or with a old school kind of scope, or anything like that. So like now the parts of the gun could be from different manufacturers, and they could do that, and you could kind of level up and customize those as well, which adds even more variety to the Borderlands guns. So you don't have to have a gun that's fixed in like, oh, this is only this manufacturer's gun, and you gotta, and also their perks. See, look at this, look at the traversal here that they showed with the hook shot and picking up grenades, and also the way they do grenades and stuff. They're making it replenishable, so you not have to keep picking them up as ammo. Look at this. He does the hook shot and things like that. Like he grabs something with the hook shot and then swings away and stuff like that. Well, really cool elements that I think that they added to it, where they add more variety to it, and they got a better matchmaking system. Jumping in, jumping out makes it easier.
The Tigra Partali herself, Amara.
Yeah, show a little bit of it.
She's a former vault hunter and exotic pet sitter from Borderlands.
Look at shot. It looks sharp. They look great. I was watching on TV.
And is now helping us take down the Timekeeper.
Yeah, let me show you where they show the characters and their abilities.
In a moment, huh?
Let me show you. I think it's.
A few weeks, and the next thing you know, you're having full conversations.
This is the part with the guns.
Easy to use deadlifts, which can use multiple ammo types.
These are the different companies, and two new companies.
We've introduced an all-new licensed parts system. This allows for behaviors and abilities from multiple manufacturers to spawn in a single weapon.
That looks really clean.
For instance, this flat-off assault rifle features a Torg mag, Hyperion shield, and a Molly 1 elemental switch, meaning it shoots fast and explodes things. The higher the rarity, the more parts that can randomly spawn, creating wilder and wilder loot. And that's before even getting into alt fire modes.
Look at that thing, running gun. There's a gun with feet.
The possibilities are truly endless.
That's what I love about it, those crazy
To support
guns.
playing with your favorite manufacturer, we've added enhancements. This new type of gear replaces artifacts and provides bonuses to specific manufacturers.
And that's all on the Pro. It's all running, all captured on the
Take my
Pro.
current enhancement. It adds a kill bonus to all guns with deadless parts, along with more reload speed and critical damage.
And floating, look, that's what they do.
This lets you min-max your build around your favorite manufacturer, immediately turning just okay guns into amazing weapons.
Finally, we've heard your feedback, and we've overhauled our drop rates and loot across the game. We've worked hard to make sure all our gear feels better than ever, while also making rarity matter again. This makes for our most satisfying loot chase ever. And at the top of everything are legendaries. These have always had unique effects that you won't find on any other piece of gear. But in Borderlands 3, they drop too often. This not only devalued
like a paintball gun.
it made everything feel less valuable. In our new system, not only do all guns feel great, but now legendaries will truly be special events. We've added the magic back to our loot chase, and we know you'll love grinding all that great gear.
Grinding!
But let's get back to combat so I can show you my favorite thing, Ordnance. This is the new gear slot for grenades and heavy weapons like rocket launchers.
Yeah, the combat's always been good. The shooting's always been solid.
Ordnance now has
In
cooldown.
Borderlands, it's just been like the
No more
grind
saving the big
and
guns for
the
boss
leveling.
fights. Now you can blow
That I've
stuff
always
up
had a
as
problem
often
with.
as you want.
And they showed the new siren. That's what I usually pick, who could summon people or summon the animals.
Before we go further, let's talk a little bit about action skills. Every Vault Hunter has a set of 3 unique action skills. These are class-defining abilities with devastating effects. Up until now, I'd been using Incarnate to deliver powerful phase blasts. But let's switch it up to Phase Familiar and pull out Trouble. As you can see,
That's
each
what I was in
action
the
skill
last
has
game.
its own branching skill tree, giving you more build freedom than ever before. On top of passive skills, you can further...
Yeah, the pause, like, yeah, Savage, like, Zero Steel, like, you skipped it because of the cringe. That's one thing that I did not, in their gameplay, unless they had it there, it's not as corny. Like, I think they're taking it much more serious. First of all, it's a different planet, but I didn't hear a lot of the corniness, a lot of the one-liners, the corniness, the kind of outlandish stuff. It seemed a little bit more like grounded, and I think they mentioned that in the beginning, like they went more grounded and just kind of more serious and not off the deep end goofiness.
Further customized
There's
action
goofiness,
skills
but
with augments and capstone.
you're right, 3
These are
had a
socketed
lot.
enhancements that add new behaviors and functions to your action skill.
It was almost like
Different
a
builds
parody.
completely change how combat plays out, resulting in near endless freedom to experiment. You can swap unlock augments
Like
or
all the
capstones
claptrap
on the fly,
stuff and just
or
a
completely
lot of
reset
goofiness.
your skill trees at hubs around Kairos.
This gives us a chance to talk about traits. Each Vault Hunter has a unique passive ability called a trait.
And they
For
moved this
Vex,
up to
her
September,
action skills attuned to the element of her equipped
which I
weapon.
think is gonna be great.
So by swapping guns, I can change Trouble's damage from kinetic to shock, fire, or
That's
any
awesome.
other elemental type.
And she was
also,
always like,
you can pet the cat.
it was good because like depending on the gun, he supports the element
Let's
from
see
your
where this
gun,
adventure
which that's
takes
awesome.
us.
And that guy. So yeah, they talked about it. So she's the siren, and this guy is basically, this is a new character where he generates kind of shields. He has like this mech ability of generating like blades.
Has tubes?
So he's like your melee guy. Oh yeah, you know those DLCs. Yep. I like the verticality and the traversal that they've added to it. Then it doesn't make it just like a standing around slog just shooting your gun. And then here's where they show the new characters here.
Until 6 years ago when Elpis showed up.
Like, look at it, it was sharp
This
as hell.
rogue moon was teleported away from Pandora at the end of Borderlands 3 by the legendary Vault Hunter Lilith.
And chunks of their brain along with it. That's the situation our Vault Hunters have crash landed
Also the
into.
draw distance and just like,
A planet ready to explode.
Yeah, that's
and
the
you're
guy.
the spark.
very impressed, dude.
As you explore, You'll
I was
meet a
very
cast
impressed
of
with how
incredible
sharp it
characters.
looks here, and
Fan favorites return,
the gameplay elements that they
like
added.
Zane and Moxie. You'll also meet new friends like Rush.
And as always, Claptrap is along for the ride.
Last but not least is Echo 4. This helpful drone follows you everywhere, hacking order tech, scanning the environment, and helping guide you to objectives.
You can play with your friends on any platform.
Today, we're
Wait, what
venturing
did they say about that?
The fly. Thanks to our improved lobby system, it's easier than ever to join up with your friends on the fly. And with full crossplay at launch, you can play with your friends on any platform.
And that's great. Crossplay at launch.
Today, we're venturing into Terminus Range, a frigid, mountainous region.
This is just one of the 4 zones on Kairos that you can seamlessly explore.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that was today, and I thought they did a good job gameplay wise, and showing you just pure a mission like from this is it. Like they just showed how the mission evolved, and then they showed the big boss fight at the end, like the scale of the boss fights at the end, which were definitely impressive. So I like that they went through a whole mission to show how it flows. But yeah, I'm definitely probably getting this definitely for September shooter. And also they moved it away from Marathon, which by the way, the Marathon previews haven't been too hot there. But again, I'm going to judge it till I play it. But this, I like the presentation that they did here in the state of play for it. Yeah, I think it was a really good showing and gameplay, and I like the stuff that they talked about. So it got me back interested, and they did the right moves for Borderlands 4. And it seems like they listened to a lot of the feedback of 3, which really was not, not as it was pretty much of a deterrent, and it looks really good as well. But yeah, definitely looking forward to it. But that was definitely something, and I think they said what is September 12th. I just want to make sure they got the right date. They moved it up. Yep, it's September 12th. There you go. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Definitely like what they showed. I tell you, this is going to be a great year in gaming, man. I'm going to get back to Expedition 33 and playing some more Fatal Fury. Keep it here, locked here for the Gaming Grindhouse, and I just appreciate everybody back. So you know what? We didn't hit our goal, but grinders, we're going to play a song on the outro, and just make sure you hit that like button and keep it locked here, the Gaming Grindhouse. I appreciate all the support. And we're going to keep it rocking, keep grinding. And because Claire Expedition is one of the things, I'm going to leave a nice soft song about Claire Obscura Expedition 33, which is an excellent game. I recommend to go try it out. Hit that like button. Thank you again, grinders. Let me make sure I got everybody's chats and super chats here before we go. Yep, I got everybody here. And here you go, a nice chill song with your evening. Hit that like button. Talk to everyone later. Thanks again. And thank you again for your patience and for your well wishes.
Beneath the skies where shadows weave their tale, 1,000 voices call the wind to wail. Through ruins soaked in dreams and flames decay, we march through night to find a brighter day. Fate's threads may bind, but we'll tear them apart with fire and steel and the weight in our heart. Through light and shadow, we'll carve a new sun. The battles be Our